Good morning. Good morning. It's a Sunday morning, and we got the panel back together. The band is back, right? So, again, if you got your cup of coffee, if you got a nice place to sit down for a little bit, take your feet up, maybe read the paper, hear a banner back and forth. I got my best girl, Lily. If you've never met her,
Hey everybody.
she's my coffee
Hi,
girl.
Lily.
She's
Is
my
that Lily
background,
with an L?
Lily. Yeah, Lily, and she's my background assistant. She's always around, so she's my co-pilot. But how are you guys
Bro,
doing? Go ahead, Joe.
you got screwed yesterday on Beto's stream. You were in the races the whole time and you didn't win a single one. I was watching that. I was
I
like,
got
is
close.
Bryant the only guy that started out and didn't end up winning a race?
I got close. I got real close. And, every time he was
Yeah.
racing me next to Tony too, and I kept telling her, "What are you doing? Holding me back, stepping in front of me, like swerving, I'm like, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like his race thing. You just put everybody in. They keep coming in, just and then it makes it entertaining. People are like, "Hey, I'm on screen. I might have a chance." And so the whole time I was yelling at the screen, "Come
And
on, man! Let's
I wish
go!"
I was in David Corona's spot. He come in the last minute. He
Yeah,
decided to add him in the last minute, and then he wins.
I thought David
I'm
Corona
like,
was going to
God.
win the whole thing.
I'm like, oh man, how can David Corona win? And I come in before him. I don't get nothing.
yeah. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know how many more races he's gonna do before his big flag race. I think that's what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
gonna give away a flag at the end. That's fun. And yeah, Steve-O's right. It revolutionized giveaways.
I was going
And
to,
it's good to see.
I was really hoping I'd win that. And then I was going to be like, you better race again because I don't want a 49ers patch. I was just here for the fun.
All right, so you guys know I like my dad jokes. Let's start out with one. I got a good one, I think. It's a decent one. So I'm a Star Wars kind of guy. I'm not big in everything, but there's some things I like. Batman, Star Wars. I don't know anything about Star Trek, so don't ask me. But I found this one today, and I thought it was really funny. So you guys know what Jedi's are, right?
The good
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, the good guys. And there's a thing about force, and like the good side of the force and the bad side of the force. So when Jedi's are playing like sports and like football in general, where do Jedi play football at?
On the force
On the
field.
field.
That was a little
You got to
corny.
put just the question in the banner, Bryant.
You like that better? A little bit better.
Pardon?
I get a little bit busy sometimes. I like that too. I get a little times, and then it's like, I don't know if it works out better that way or not, but I can do that. Let's see. Okay, like this one right here. I know we played it before. So this is
I
just,
don't know.
why doesn't Batman like nature walks?
It's early in the day. So we can't
Oh,
miss the field of
Tommy.
poison ivy.
No, we got Tommy here. What's up, Tommy? My girl and I made a deal.
Tommy, that's a
Right.
pretty good joke. That's a pretty good joke.
I at Bebop come on at 7 o'clock p.m. this afternoon, and I will let you know this afternoon at 7 o'clock. I'll be doing the results of the trivia.
Yeah,
What's the
your trivia
plan?
show's
How's
fun.
everybody's weekend? Sorry.
What'd you do, Corey?
Um, Yesterday I was supposed to go out for dinner with my mother-in-law, my brother's mother-in-law, I guess. I don't know. Is she my mother-in-law too? Well, my brother's wife mother, but
Yep, that's your mama.
She's sick in the hospital. So I went to go visit her, but they only allow 2 people up in a time. But even if you is another person in that room, you only can go see her if the other person don't have a guest. So that's the messed up part about it. Because like if I said you was in the hospital and your roommate has already 2 people in the room, nobody in your family can come up till that 2 people leave. So we didn't get to do that. So we went out for lunch, went to this point in Richmond, watching all these fancy cars go by the restaurant. And then came home and was a little bit chilling with Jon Jay and YTC on there into the Beatles. Then I was looking for Night of Sickness show, but I couldn't find it first. Then I finally clicked on it and I got on there late. And then I just chilled that night while I was seeing No More to Sports, the results of the show. And that's it. Watch TV. I watched Cocaine Bear last night too.
You watched it? How was it?
Yeah. It was okay. It's funny, some parts.
Yo.
It was funny, some parts.
What's up, Ryan? What's up, Jon Jay?
What's up?
What's up, Jon Jay? What's up, Ryan?
What'd you do, Joe, for your weekend?
Split firewood. Oh no, Ryan's got it all wrong.
Oh, you're sitting around drinking with a splitter?
Not drinking. It's still a lot of work. A lot of those rounds there. I'll send you a picture of the tree we cut down. I mean, we filled up basically. Well, that was only half the tree that I sent you a picture of.
Oh wow! I used to work at a tree service, and
oh really?
Oh, bro, it was my first tree, right? And it was a kind of a special circumstances. Somebody had cut the top off like a 50-foot tree, like 30 years ago. And what happens when you do that is all the other branches start beefing up because it can't go any taller, so it's gonna beef out in the limbs. So we had these huge limbs, and we're having to cut them down. And the guy at the top, he's like, "Whatever you do, don't let go," right? So we got this limb, it's roped off, and we're gonna try and like lower it down. So we got like 10 people on the rope, or not 10 people, probably about 5 guys on the rope, but we're gonna lower it down at a time. So everybody's looking at me like, "Don't let go of the rope, dude. Don't mess with me," right? So what happens? They all let go of the rope once this big huge thing drops because it was a lot heavier. So Ryan doesn't let go because like I ain't no bitch. I go flying 10 feet up in the air and like 15 feet, right? And I let go and I hit the ground. I flew so far and so quick that I was also the first person closest to the tree to be able to pop up, grab the tip of the branch and swing it down so it could lay the rest of the branch down from, stuck up against the tree. So people are asking me after this, "Oh, are you okay? You okay? Are you okay?" And I'm thinking like, bro, you just saw me jump up, grab the tip of the thing, wrestle the thing down. Everybody was freaked out. They thought they were going to get in trouble. They were like, "Please don't tell the boss this happened." I was like, "Oh, dude, we're all good. Just next time, don't let go of the rope." I was saying, like, if you're going to tell me not to let go of the rope, you better not let go of the stinking rope.
I think, were they messing with you?
No, because they were generally scared after that.
Oh, really?
Because the limb was a lot heavier than anybody expected. It was probably 1,000 pounds.
Oh, dude.
I got a scary story, something like that. We were towing a trailer, and this is everybody's kind of relatively new. They had a couple of guys that had been with the company for a while, so they were the supervisors, they were the trainers, right? They were supposed to make sure everything's inspected before everybody pulls out, right? We're pulling diesel dually Ford pickup trucks, and we're driving those, and we were pulling 20-foot trailers. So you imagine, everything should be locked up. We should be ready to go, right? Especially with the guys that are experienced. So we're going down the road after everything got checked. We did our safety checks and stuff, and we pull out. We got the leader in the front. We got a convoy going, and all of a sudden we lose a guy. And I'm in the back, well, somewhat in the back. So I slow over and I try to help out with what I can do. Well, the owner, he's driving in his Raptor, his Super Raptor, and he pulls over and he starts helping the other coworker. But one of the safety checks, when you go to latch your trailer, you're supposed to put that pin in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they didn't think about it or what, but you're supposed to shake it too, so it's actually on the ball. And
Right.
well, they didn't put it on the ball, so it pulled, and then once it hit a boom, it went off, went right into the guy's truck. Well, the guy didn't have a job after that, and it wasn't on his fault, but because the trainer been there for so long, he got to walk away with his job, and it wasn't nice at that. And after that, I didn't want to work there much longer after that, because you do have to get into the groove. You do have to do your best job, but then there are politics that play, of course. And if you don't fit in with certain people, it doesn't matter. You could be the best worker in the joint, and it just doesn't matter. The same person I'm talking about could reverse a trailer around the whole building backwards. Reverse and backwards, right? It's the same thing. But you could, tow a trailer backwards. I mean, that's pretty cool, going around in a circle. So it's not like the person didn't have skills or, experience. It was, they took direction from the trainer. The trainer didn't do all their safety checks properly. What happened is they took the tongue of the trailer and they dropped it down with a forklift. Well, it didn't line up on the ball the right way. But that's all, whatever happened after that, yeah, we can speculate and say, oh, this is what happened. It's science. It happened this way, but it doesn't matter. Speed bumps, potholes, that all affects things. And if it's not locked on, you're can't, I don't know. I don't think it was right that the person lost their job, but I don't know.
Well, if things are like, for insurance reasons, like there's things like that can happen. Like an insurance company could be like, look, you're going to have to pay this much money extra if you're going to keep this guy on. I remember when I was a plumber apprentice, there was one guy who they had to hire another person to essentially drive the truck for him because his record was so horrible that he couldn't get licensed, or he couldn't get insurance. The insurance company for the company would not let him drive under their insurance. So Chewy, aka Jesus, had to drive for him.
Yeah, and it is what it is, you're supposed to take people off their word, but sometimes you take your friend's word too, or you just back up your friend, but it's fine. But how's everybody's weekend? I mowed my yard yesterday. Looks pretty good. I'm going to go tackle the backyard today. Maybe I'll might find my yard.
I sold like 1,200 Cardano yesterday, or Ada yesterday, and I was like depressed. Not as depressed as I would have been if I sold them last week for 37 cents a token or a coin.
So now you are truly no crypto, Ryan.
No, I still have crypto. That was my lion's share. That was my nest egg. Because let's just say at one point each one of those was worth $2.75. And you're talking about 1,200 of them.
So do you mine?
No. So with cryptocurrency, there's two types of cryptocurrency. This is kind of Joe and I were talking about. I was like, there's a lot to learn. So you've got proof of stake, where you essentially take your crypto, you have a certain wallet. Usually the wallets where you keep your crypto, and they'll have like an option depending on the wallet, and you can stake things depending on the currency. If it's proof of stake, you can take it, you essentially allocate it to a certain pool, and then what happens is you get crypto back for allocating your crypto to them. And what your crypto does is your crypto is just being held there to help with the transaction, confirm transactions. So your crypto just sitting there, is essentially copying every transaction that's going down. And that makes it so other people can't hack the system and make fraudulent, changes to the blockchain, because then the system goes back and looks at all of the other cryptocurrency and says, hey, this doesn't match up. They don't say that this transaction ever happened. So that's how that goes. Now you've got proof of work, which is Bitcoin. You know what I mean? You got to have the computers. You got to do that. They're doing equations to unlock more cryptocurrency. And in those equations, they're actually doing the transfers in currency at the same time. So that's the two different types. And Cardano is a proof of stake. So I was staking mine. In fact, before I sold it, I had to withdraw it, and I got 8 extra ADA for it because
That's interesting, because I have looked into a little bit about it, and I do have an aunt. My wife's aunt, she actually has like the mining portion of it, where she's got like her rig set up, and
mining is not as profitable as it once was, and unless you get onto like a new currency that came out that is proof of work, but at the same time, it's gotten to the point where even when those come out, the miners are already backlogged. They cost a lot of money, and then sometimes by the time you make positive on it, it's not really worth running. You know what I mean? For the energy, there's certain things they're trying to do. There's a certain crypto, I believe it's helium. They're trying to make it so like I can have a miner up in my window right here, and anybody around me who wants to get Wi-Fi can essentially use my router to get Wi-Fi off of. So there's something like that they're trying to do. That was built in with Luna and all that. So it's a huge topic. We should probably talk about it sometime on its own.
Yeah, but again, that's what this is. This is morning coffee talk. If you guys want to start talking football, we'll start talking football.
Let's just say I've spent years researching it.
Yeah,
and I am not an expert.
No,
by any means.
But out of everybody here, you're the one that could probably answer the best questions. And I've looked into it just a little bit, but it's interesting.
As far as money, I've probably lost more money than I've gotten back out, but I've learned along the way. So like if I was to start over, right now with the knowledge I know, I'd be sitting a little better.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're not bullshitting us.
Yeah. No.
Because there's a lot of guys out there that act like they're. I just know I'm in that age range where everybody wants to be the
influencer.
Yeah. And everybody that I know that does crypto, they're like, oh man, I made so much freaking money. There's this guy behind me and my friend at the Seahawks game, and he's like, bro, if I wouldn't have sold out, I'd have 8 million. I'm like, where's your 8 million then? You're just here with me right now. So
that's not. I'm not. If he hadn't have sold out, he would have. Well, you need diamond hands, bruh. the way it is the only way you're going to get rich overnight is by taking a huge gamble on some shit coin and watching that thing until everybody comes in and thinks it's the best new thing, and then see that thing rise and then dump it before everybody figures out it's a scam. That's really the only way. Or there's things they call they call them farms. And these things are essentially like a big, huge Ponzi scheme. So like, let's say I got $10,000 worth of crypto. Okay. To put my money in here, I'm going to get charged, let's say 10% of what I'm putting in there. So $10,000, I'm going to lose $1,000. But the APY on it is going to be through the roof. It's going to be in the thousands, right? And that's going to slowly go down, because what's happening is slowly people are going to stop coming in and giving their 10% to get this interest rate, and all getting the money that the next person comes in and sells. That's all they're doing is they're giving you the money for the next person. So the last person to come in loses everything because what they convert their cryptocurrency into and hold loses all its value immediately, essentially. So there's lots of things like there's things you could do. Like if you watch it like stocks and you know what's a good price for a cryptocurrency. You know what I mean? Like I knew that when Ethereum went down to $1,000 a token or a coin, that I put $100 down. And then seriously, within a couple of days, it went back up to $1,500 a token or a coin. And I increased by 50% immediately. That's not something that always happens though. You know what I mean? Like, and you can't, it's not as, it's more volatile than stocks. So you've got way more of a chance of losing money than you do of gaining any money. And there's always new stuff that's coming out. And if cryptocurrencies if they don't get better along with time, well, then they get stuck by the wayside. Like there's really no reason to own Bitcoin. It doesn't do anything. It only has value because other people believe it has value.
Well, that's the way money is, you know. The only
Well,
thing that's really valuable is, you know, minerals, you know, silver.
not necessarily. If you can always go back to somewhere and trade that money in for something, you know what I mean? If it has, you know, like, yes.
But it's the same concept though. If you go to like Mexico and you have pesos and then you move to America and you can't get to a bank to redeem the pesos or transfer them over, you know, basically you just got, you know, change in your pocket with a hole in it, right? You know, it's like,
well, it's a lot different than that. It's more like, okay, have you ever heard of the Dutch back in the tulip bulb thing that happened, the market with the tulip bulbs? Something happened where one year a whole bunch of tulip bulbs were messed up, and so the prices for tulip bulbs went through the roof. You're talking about a bulb for like a flower is worth, you know, thousands of dollars, and people were putting all their money into this, and then all of a sudden it was worthless. You know what I mean? It wasn't worth anything it was anymore. That's essentially what Bitcoin is. So like, I don't see it going to zero, but it can. It doesn't have any utility that gives it any kind of ability to do anything to make it worth holding other than just, hey, people want it. Like with ADA, Cardano, the stuff that I just sold, you can make NFTs with it. You can essentially, any transaction could be the receipt. You could do DeFi. You can do all types of stuff with it. And it actually, like, when I'm there's certain things like called DAOs and stuff like that where you provide liquidity, and the liquidity itself they'll give you interest. It's kind of like staking, right? But it's not staking. It's liquidity, so other people can borrow your crypto and use it, and then turn around and have to pay interest on it. So with a crypto like Cardano, I could provide my crypto as liquidity, but also gain my staking rewards on top of it, which is, you know, you're double dipping there. So it's like there's certain things you could do, you know what I'm saying, with certain cryptos, and they're pretty much limitless. The problem with some is how fast they can transact and how many transactions they can do. And that's pretty much the limit. It's going to take over all banking.
yeah, and that's what I'm getting at too, because they want to eliminate currency, you know, like physical currency. They don't.
Yes.
They want everything to go into numbers. So then, you know, basically you walk up and your arm can say, you know, you got how many millions or whatever your account number is. It's going to be like Star Wars, basically, where like a lot of shit's going to come out hologram or whatever. You're going to have a barcode or something, some kind of skin tag or something, and that's not what people want. So that's a big clapback because they don't want the mark of the beast kind of thing coming out, and that's why, like, the only thing, again, I think, and this is just an opinion.
Are you going to continue to pay $2 or 2 pennies to create 1 penny then?
Right?
Yes.
Did you?
This is what I'm talking.
Did you see that thing too? You can take a penny, right? And it's cheaper to drill a hole through a penny than to go buy a washer.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
pardon.
I mean,
I
you
was
could just,
thinking,
yeah. I mean, like,
thinking washing machine.
yeah,
I was like,
for
what
like
are you
just a regular
talking about?
washer, just a regular
Yeah.
washer. Instead of going to the hardware store, you could just pull a penny out and drill right through that thing, and you'll have a better washer than you. So it's like it is what it is, but that's why I keep going back to the only thing that's really ever going to hold value is going to be silver and gold, the materials.
Also, like, so how things work now as far as the banking system, if I'm going to pay somebody, let's say I want to pay Korey, right? I'm going to have to send that to my bank. They're going to go over and talk to their bank and say, hey, Korey deserves, however much money. It's actually going to be close to 7 days before that money actually gets in their hands. So until then, there's this whole honor system between all these banks. With cryptocurrency, it could be instantaneous. And each bank can have their own cryptocurrency, and they can essentially send their cryptocurrency over to the other bank and say, and that's like, boom. And then the other bank will send their cryptocurrency back to them. And then the next time they need to, they'll switch it back. And they just keep, moving each other's back so they stay whole, but they essentially passing off the responsibility.
It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. They just got to figure out a way where they're not putting skin tags on people and stuff. Because I think that's I don't think you have to even be really, all religious for that to not happen. People don't want you to scan their neck,
You know how much it costs? You know how much it costs to send remittance to, like, if I was, let's say I was born in another country, I became a naturalized citizen here in America, but my family's still back in, let's say, the Philippines. Let's say I want to send them money. It costs like $20 just to send any amount of money, at least. With cryptocurrency, I can have it there to them in seconds. They could be pulling it out on the other end without a $20 fee. So if I need to send it, and now this is, you got to do, it has to be taxed and, all this type of stuff. But when it comes down to it, you could build that into a cryptocurrency. That when you click a button, it says it's remittance, and then it knows how much money you're sending. It does this. It could send it off to somewhere else while you send the money over to the other person. They can get on their end, do whatever they have to do as far as their government says, boom, and have the money without having to pay somebody $20 to take, 14 days for it to get over to the Philippines. They can have it that night.
Yeah, because the only other thing that I can think of right now is like something like Venmo, but it still takes a day to set up, and then the next day, you can start getting money regularly like the same day. But the first day, there's like 24-hour delay or something. And sometimes
also,
people need money now.
There's
my money, I need it now.
The creator of Cardano, Ada, he explained that. So let's say an African farmer wants some fertilizer to increase the yield of his crops, right? He has no credit. He has to pay 75% interest on a $100 loan. How is that farmer going to be able to help his family get a better yield? He can't. It's just extortion. So something like cryptocurrency with Cardano, I'd be able to turn my identity on to pay certain bills. So it wouldn't be anonymous. I could turn my identity on to pay certain bills, therefore gaining credit to the point where down the road, I'll be able to take a loan at a much lower interest rate because now I have proof that I can pay my cell phone bill, I can pay my water bill, and I can pay my electricity bill on time and all that. Oh, bro, you're talking about in Africa, bro. And I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's the example that he gave. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, those poor people need some. They need some to be released from this type of shit. You know what I mean? How can you get better as a country with stuff like that? You need to be able to, the entrepreneurs need to be able to do stuff. You know what I mean? At some sort of way. You can't.
So, not to jump topic, but to kind of spin it around a little bit. Dude, we're gonna be talking on the side. We already got to talk, but we're gonna be talking on the side. We got a lot of stuff to talk. But the Niners, I think, are having a mini camp this Monday, if I'm right. I think the Niners start minicamp this week.
Isn't it usually after the draft they start the?
Well, it's not really anything. It's just like people show up to the building type of stuff.
Yeah, they get some pictures taken and stuff like that. So I'm sure there's gonna be somebody doing some kind of training. But
There you go.
we'll see.
Yeah, see that guy next to it? He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
Jon Jay, how was your weekend? We forgot to ask.
I've had better weekends.
I've had better. I've had worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody's went back and watched Ryan's stream for Friday, me and my wife, we definitely did a couple of times yesterday. I mowed the yard. We seen you put the chapters in. We went back and watched it.
I
Last
still
night,
haven't put all the chapters in. There's still more I could do, bro.
last night we went and we watched the whole thing through the day yesterday, and oh my gosh, show and tell, sing along. I mean,
Pea freezer.
hey, and John,
Freezer peacup.
shout out to you, John. You did stand up, and say your thoughts and stuff as a man, and say, hey, this is how I feel too. And I think
I wanted to say, I want to say sorry for not giving you enough credit for being able to come on and act like you did. You know what I mean? Like I thought you were gonna blow up and all this stuff, and you proved me wrong. And I want to say I'm sorry for saying that that you weren't able to do that.
Yeah, we all had your back, dude. We really did. When Shardall came on, it was like this symbols for. We were like, "What the?" You could go back and watch our
That
reactions.
probably had to be the funniest clip I've ever seen before in my life.
Shardall goes from 0 to 60 on that out of nowhere.
Hey, Crypto Ryan, you like my logo?
Bro. Right. It
We
was
all
such
had
like
that,
a.
John.
I was like,
And
yeah, and then it was like
especially Korey. Korey was gonna come through the TV on him, the monitor screen on him. He's like Shardall, and then next week we knew he was backstage. Korey put
I've
him
never
down.
seen Korey get so mad before. I was like, oh wow.
Yep. That's why when we come on, we gotta. It's friend. It's fun. We're all friends here. And if not, then just okay. But we don't go at each other like that. But yeah, Brian, 8 hours. That was an epic stream.
Bro.
Oh, man. Yeah, Terradome. If you missed it, there's Brian. Go ahead and tell him what you did with your stream.
What I did?
Yeah, you broke it up into the chapters. And, I mean, if it wasn't for you, I mean, like you had like 5 other bums on the show. You held the show the whole night.
I don't think Terradome wants to watch frozen pea cups.
Yeah, so Terradome, Friday night shows on Ryan's stream are a lot of fun. If you can't watch the whole thing, pop in for just a little bit, and it's great. Like I said, there was a sing along, a show and tell. There's some feelings that got worked out. Nobody got hurt, but there was definitely some words exchanged. Again, there was a sing along, multiple ones, more than one show and tell.
Well, we had rap performances.
People had awards.
I sung a snippet. I did sing a snippet, I believe.
I sang "Happy Birthday" for Jess early in the show. Yeah.
I cameoed a part from E40's. I hope I don't go back to slanging yayo.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just good fun. We try to talk football, but sometimes we get way off topic, and then somebody will say something like a hot.
There might have been about an hour and a half of football talk in that 8-hour span. I'm just saying, like for the first hour and a half, we were pretty close to topic. You know what I'm saying?
I think I was the only one. Yeah, I was like the only one who said anything good about Kerry Hyder, and you guys are like, whatever.
Well, it's just I don't expect Kerry Hyder to do much. You know what I mean? Like he had a good year with us. He's kind of done mediocre around the league. Do I think he'll do better here than on the other teams that he was on the last couple of years? Yes. But at the same time, I don't think he's a 10-sack guy. He could be, though. He could be. He was that one year, but
He wasn't here. He was invisible here.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I was telling you,
Yeah,
you taking our defensive lineman is just like me taking your secondary. It's not going to work out right. They have different systems that the players work really well in that system, and once you take them out of that system, it doesn't compute anymore.
What do you think about Kerry Hyder, Korey?
Again, I'm wondering if they're going. It seems to me that they can put him in the right position. You know, they made him look like they made him play tackle more than defense in the end when they brought him in.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like he was in tackle. And I
In
think
Seattle?
that's like in 49ers.
Okay.
Last season we used him as like a tackle. I think his best is at end.
Yeah.
You know, like Eric Armstead, I think his best is in defensive tackle, not in.
Okay, so he did play for the 49ers last season, right? He's played for us in 21. He's jumped around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he went to I think he went you guys, us, back to you guys, and then us again, and then we re-signed him. Or
Jets, Lions, Cowboys, 49ers, Seahawks, 49ers. So he's jumped around a lot more than I thought. I thought he was just with you guys before he came to us.
No, we got him. What was it? He was one of those guys, I think, that
in 2020.
Coach Kocurek coached in where was it?
With the Lions.
Yeah, with the Lions. And so as one of the guys, he's like, nah, I know that guy can work. And so once he hit the free agency, they were like, hey, Kerry, come on over here.
This will be his 9th year, and he was an undrafted free agent, so that's pretty cool. Not a lot of those guys.
Not a lot of those guys on other teams. There's a lot of those guys on our team.
Undrafted free agents?
Yes.
Mm.
I bet you we have the best. I bet you we have the best and the most undrafted free agents over any other team in the league. Like maybe not like the best undrafted free agent, but like if you take the whole group together, you know what I'm saying? That their sum will be more than the others.
Bro, I'm just excited for the draft.
yeah, the draft's coming here real soon. So what was your guys' thoughts again? I think you were saying something about Darwin, and you wanted to do something, and you're giving an invite to us, or what was the word?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. I think we'll talk about it like on Twitter or something, just so we can be sure and not give everybody in the comments like
False hope or ideas?
yeah, just not confuse anybody. So once we actually figure it out, then we can kind of just tell everybody, you know what I mean? Unless I don't know. We'll talk. We still have a week and a half, right?
Yeah, when's the draft? It's like the 27th? 26th?
Yeah, 27th.
Yep.
Dude, it's going to be – I don't think it's going to happen, but there are some potential banger trades on, like, day one of the draft especially. I don't think Lamar's going to happen. If that happened, like, Lamar to Indianapolis for the 4th overall pick. And then but who knows? Maybe the Jets-Packers trade gets finalized on draft day. I think that would be crazy. You think they're waiting until June 1st, Ryan? Yeah.
There's no sense in doing it beforehand.
No, not really. Except for the Packer. Yeah.
Unless the Packers want the draft picks for this draft. But the way I see it, what does it matter? What are you trying to really worry about getting this year in this draft if you're losing Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean?
Well, what I think is they have so much belief that the Jets are going to be good next year that pick won't be as high as this year, if that makes sense. So I think they're picking 14th this year. I think they're scared that 14th pick is going to turn into like 28th or something like that.
That's totally not going to happen.
I don't think so either. Thank you. Thanks for agreeing with me. Thanks for not riding the Jets dick like everybody else.
You got to think, like, what are the Packers really doing this year? You know, if you trade Aaron Rodgers, what are you expecting to accomplish with the season? Are you basically tanking, or are you trying to, just see what you can do with Jordan Love? And then if you don't trade Aaron Rodgers and he's still on your team, obviously he's going to be the starter. Are you trying to win it all? Are you in position to win it all? I got to get my buddy Alvarez Matt back on so we can talk Packers and stuff. But yeah,
I think Terradome. Yeah, I think he's got a great point there. Whether it's true or not, I think that's a great move for Baltimore to try and, that's if I was Lamar Jackson, these are the type of people I want on my team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Good wide receivers.
And I think he'll be traded for like a second or a third, Hopkins.
Yes.
So it's not like that.
Well, I'm saying the equivalent of a second. Let's just say that. I would say.
Okay. Yeah, that's not one of them. I mean, imagine Budda Baker gets traded draft night. Not going to happen, but possibility. The Cardinals are known to trade on draft day when they traded a first-round pick for Hollywood Brown, 2 years ago?
Yes. No.
And it seems like they're just trying to get rid of everybody right now.
Last year?
They're just trying to, I don't know what they're doing, getting rid of everybody for Kyler Murray, people who don't like, or, I mean, they're not bringing people in to make them better.
Bro, that
Murray's
AJ Brown trade last year was a big one on draft day that I didn't even know he was on the trade block. I don't know if anybody else did. I had no idea.
I think he just wants to play baseball. I'd love to see him in Oakland.
Oh, Kyler?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what he wants to do. You know what I mean? Like, come on, you only have to watch football tape 4 hours a week and you're starting, and that's been put into your contract. I mean, they had to put it in your contract that you'll watch tape. I mean, I know we complain about like other players not coming in and doing the full OTAs and doing stuff like that. But I mean, like, you would think, like, I'm sure you guys watch football stuff after we're done talking on stream. You guys go and do your own research. You do, other stuff that involves the same thing we're doing right here. So for like a professional athlete not to do that or grind, I mean, I get it. There's only so many hours in the day, but that's like, don't you want to get better, or you think you're as good as you're ever going to be? Or, I mean, like, I don't know. Again, like I said it before, every day I wake up and I try to be better than I was the day before. Not perfect, but if I can learn something new, or I can just do something that maybe just, I don't know, you can learn something new every day if you look for it. And, I don't have to be the best at everything, but if I can just do something a little bit better than I did, or if I learn something that makes it easier for my life, I mean, I don't want to keep on, trying to fail. I mean, I'm not crazy, so it's like, you got to try to do something. And I can't see how you can just become complacent and be like, oh, this is the best I'm going to be. No.
That's what Jamarcus Russell did.
Bro.
Did you guys see that interview with him? And sorry, I'm not trying to be too off topic here, but did you guys see that interview with him and Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor? Jamarcus Russell came on.
No.
It's pretty good. You should watch it.
I probably will, because that guy was such a piece of trash. I kind of want to know what was going through his head.
But he like kind of intrigues me, right? Because it's like just one of those guys. Like, you're like, wow, he did literally nothing. I mean, kind of makes you forget about Ryan Leaf, right? You're like,
dude, first thing, Ryan Leaf turned over a leaf. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Leaf is a beautiful person today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would probably just be tickled pink to sit down and just talk with the man. Before I wouldn't want to say a word to him. I just want to slap him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done. He fills in for Rich Eisen.
Yeah.
And his call-in show, his talking show.
And to me, I'm almost surprised he was able to see it. Because Have you ever heard of affluenza?
That sounds familiar.
Affluenza is where you've pretty much never been told no your whole life. So you just think you could do it, and when you do something wrong, it's not your fault. It's because everybody else never told you no. Some teenager in Texas tried to claim this because he drunk drive and killed people, and his mom ended up kidnapping him and taking him out, trying to make sure he didn't go to jail over this. But with Ryan Leaf, he had affluenza. He was the big cock, walking around strutting all this and that. For him to be able to fall and just hit rock bottom like that, and to be able to look back at himself and go, I'm a piece of trash, and I've got a lot of work to do before I earn my respect. You know what I'm saying? And to me, he's got all the respect for me as good. Yeah, affluenza spoiled syndrome. Yep.
And that's what I think. Jamarcus Russell, same thing. Nobody ever told him he sucks. He was always huge, right? He was a quarterback. He could throw the ball 70 yards on one knee. I mean, 6'6", 250?
Yeah.
Until he got to the NFL. I guess one of the things, I was watching another video on him, and he just intrigues me, like I said, but I guess a big turnoff for a lot of the teams that interviewed him in the draft was they go, what do you feel like you could work on? And I guess he kind of got offended, like, hey, I don't need to work on anything. What are you talking about?
Everybody, especially people at the top of their game, know lots of things they could work on.
Yep, exactly. What's the point? What's the point if you're not going to improve on anything?
That's how you stay at the top. Look, George Kittle, Fred Warner, they aren't sitting on their couch because they got their payday. They didn't go, oh, I got the bag. That just reaffirms I'm all good. I've done it. We're good. All I need to do is show up. They know they've got to go out there and train even harder than they did last year, because people who weren't good last year are training as hard as they did last year, and they know they have to be better than that. So they have to get higher.
Yeah, Terradale makes a good point. If you guys remember this, the videotape, the Raiders give him a videotape, and it's like, or a DVD, and they're like, hey man, check this out. Let us know what you think. And the next day or a couple days later, you watch the plays. This is what we're going to be running. And what do you think? Oh yeah, they're great. And then there was nothing on the tape. It's like, come on, man. And then I think he got busted later on driving around in Oakland or the Bay Area with a homemade meth lab in his trunk. So yeah, he's Jamarcus Russell. He was manufacturing meth in the back of his trunk driving around Oakland.
You've never seen a mobile meth lab before?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll get the article. I'll send it to you. But yeah,
so when you put off that green cloud, you don't have to be standing around when everybody figures it out.
Jesus Christ.
I know nothing about the process. I know nothing.
I legit don't. Yeah, I won't even watch Breaking Bad. I stick away. I just won't.
I don't watch Breaking Bad because I've not necessarily been to that level, but I've been in that world enough that I'm good. I already know. I've been there. Be good.
Yeah. We got the chat's popping. We got Ty 10% here.
10% Ty in the room.
Terradome's here. Bomber T's here. All right, we got everybody. Steve-O, Tony.
I want to say one thing. I have talked shit about the national media a lot on these streams. Like, I legitimately don't like them. But Rich Eisen is one guy that I don't know how anybody couldn't really like him. I like Rich Eisen a lot.
Yeah, me too. I like him. I watch his stuff every morning.
To me, out of all the people, and who kind of do that for a job, he's the one that cares the most about players, and he's really good at giving people chances that deserve them, and he's really good at going, this motherfucker doesn't deserve another chance. You know what I mean? Like the people that he shuns, pretty much says he's not worth my time. Those are really piece of crap dudes. Everybody else, he kind of he tries to see the good in people. You know what I mean? He does. To me, he's like the Conan O'Brien of of sports journalism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Like,
would make sense.
yeah.
Mhm.
Everybody loved Conan, kept on getting his show taken, this and that, you know, blah, 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 and is still around doing his own thing. You know what I mean?
And he
Corey, Corey,
oh,
Corey,
Mm.
what do you think is your you have a surprise draft pick that the Niners might pick up for position? Do you think, like, give us what you think, maybe like a tight end, a
Corey's hot
random
take.
player?
Corey's draft hot take.
It doesn't matter the round. You guys already know I want Moody and DTR. So you don't even have to say a player's name. Just what kind of position do you think
Pick
the Niners are
Moody
going to
over
snatch? What's your
DTR.
I tried, and they failed me.
I want to go tight end.
Oh, your butt man?
You want a tight end?
Yep. I'm answering Bryant. Culp. Question, not Ryan.
Best Corey. I like tight butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. One player walks in with an itty bitty waist and a tight thing in your face, you get sprung.
Everybody hates Mike Florio.
Yeah, a lot of people hate him because he talks a lot of trash. Corey, what do you think? Do you have a tight end that you're looking at, or you just want us to get a tight end?
I don't know what I mean. I just want a good one. I just want one that's can be if George Kittle get hurt, he can step in.
Terradome.
What about you, John? You got a player or a positional player that you think the Niners are going to shake up? Or if so, do you have a player's name that you think the Niners are going to draft?
I want to piggyback from Korey, tight end. My favorite tight end is someone who's a 6th, 7th round prospect. Kyle will really like him. I've seen his tape from the University of Miami. Last name Mallory. I forget his first name. Over 400 snaps, and he took about 295 snaps on the line, run blocking. Someone like Charlie Warner, and just like Kyle, he loves blockers. That's one player. I like Byron Young from Tennessee. I like Missouri. What's his name? McGarry. Those are 3 players. I got my eye on.
Tony, if you're still with us, Tony Culp, I know you're out there somewhere. Drop a tight end that you'd like to see. Hey, keep pause. Okay, so let us know what your tight end prospects that you did your research on, and let us know who you think. I know there's a guy from Iowa, and I love what Terradome's saying right here, Sam Laporta. He's a good prospect too. All right,
I just don't think we're going to be able to get to Sam.
We might not be able to.
I think Seattle's going to be looking for Sam.
Maybe. You said what?
Go ahead, Joe. Who do you think? What's your
see? We're in a completely different situation than you.
We got a lag.
Oh, am I lagging?
Somebody is, because you could tell you guys are talking over each other. Like once one stops and pause. So once you're done talking, don't say anything.
Okay. Am I good? I think we're in a different situation than you guys, just because we have 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. But I'd like D-line, definitely defensive line. I think Jalen Carter is going to be coming here probably. So.
All right, Ryan. Same question.
What's now? What am I?
Who do you want? Right tackle, long snapper, kicker. Who do you want in the draft?
Tight end.
You don't even have to say the name.
Tight end, edge, tackle, safety. That order. Well, it doesn't even have to be that order, because the tackle depending on who's there at those first 3, it might be worth just waiting to move up from the 5th round to get a tackle later on, because there's no sense in picking somebody around early when you can just package something together and move up. We got enough capital.
I would go to tight end too. I think tight end is very valuable, and I like George Kittle, and I would love to see him here as long as he can be here. But if we could get another really good tight end, I'd be okay with that. I like the Iowa guys. We did pretty good there, so let's try them again. But we'll see. And somehow, some way, if we can end up getting a kicker in the draft, I kind of feel like they're going to try to do that, but it'll probably be in the 7th round or something. And if somehow
I don't think it will be. I don't think
you don't think so?
I think that the moment Jake Moody comes off the board, the 49ers are going to be looking to move up and get another one of the guys, and then that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think Zane's going to be the guy. I think he'll just be he'll be in camp. I don't think he's going to be the guy.
Exactly. I think he's just insurance, just in case the rookie doesn't pan out that they draft.
David thinks you're lagging.
No, it's not
It
that.
could be.
Are you guys talking over each other? Did you guys notice that? That's the lag. You know what I mean? You think it's okay for you to talk while he's already started talking again. That's the lag.
Sorry.
I just get so excited sometimes.
It's just
I gotta
how it
say
works
something.
sometimes.
All right, so thinking about it, we go for tight end, we go for an edge, we get a kicker. Do we need a safety this year? Because everybody keeps saying we need a safety.
Why wouldn't we need a safety?
Gibson's only like on a 1-year contract, I think, isn't he? And he might retire.
Exactly. So let's get a guy redshirt him. Maybe he'll get some time, but plan to redshirt him.
I like that. When you remember Deshaun Golston, Korey.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But it's hard with him because he
Antoine
gets
Bethea.
fined so much. He got fined so much because of his hits. But I missed him kind of safety.
I always kind of wondered if the Seahawks kind of not stole it, but like they saw our defense. It was like, that's one thing we need to incorporate is that fucking mean ass safety.
We drafted Cam in 2010. I think it was just good timing because if I'm not mistaken, I think Goldston was 2010 as well.
Well, we've always had a history of safeties that were just gonna punish and thump you when you came over the middle, from Ronnie Lott to Merton Hanks.
Was Dante Whitner?
Antoine Bethea. Hittner.
Dante Hittner.
Yeah,
Goldson.
He changed his name to Hittner.
We're trying to make your receivers go, I don't want to catch this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Goldston was a UW guy too.
Yes, right tackle should be a priority, but if you're going to pick a guy around early, that doesn't mean you should prioritize it at that spot. You should prioritize trying to move up to get into position to draft him later. That's what I'm saying. Like, just because you have it as a need doesn't mean you have to go out and spend that 3rd round pick on him if he's projected as a mid-4th. Well, I guess no, that's wrong. That's wrong because that would only be like 12. What?
Teradome and me, we have a lot of things in common. We're both from Virginia. I believe it's his granddaughter. She's born on the 24th. I'm born on the 24th of August. So this is a really cool comment. He says Cam Chancellor is my dude. He's from Virginia, and he's met him. Incredible young man. So hey, shout out to Cam Chancellor. He's a great player. You know somebody named Cam Chancellor, don't you, Joe?
You mean Bam Bam?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Never.
I bet Vernon Davis has. You should call him up and ask.
He might
I think
have.
that's why he
Might have.
changed. I think after that hit, man, that
He was seeing ghosts forever, bro.
It wasn't just one time, too.
No,
Cam hit him a
that
couple
time
times pretty good.
That time was just horrible, though. Like that should have been a penalty.
the hit.
It
I
was a
think that's the
penalty,
reason
and it
Kaepernick-
shouldn't have been a penalty.
No, he hit him in the head, bruh.
No, he didn't. Rewatch it. Hit him right in the chest. Rewatch it.
Okay.
I think it was Crabtree that got hit in the head, but they were tackling high. But Vernon Davis was open in the corner of the end zone, and they didn't even try him. You know, like they went to Crabtree, you know, where he was covered by like 3 guys, and it's just like he was open right there. You just had to go boom to him right there. It's like, I don't know. I'm gonna find that clip rigged. I'm gonna send it to you. If anybody in the chat knows what I'm talking about, 2014 NFC Championship game rigged on YouTube. They've taken it down several times. The full video is like 40 minutes, and can't go back and replay the game. I know it, but there's definitely some questionable calls that they highlighted, and maybe I wouldn't be so upset if it wasn't so highlighted for the Niners. You know, like, hey, they should right here. But that's why I don't go back and watch the Chiefs. I don't watch the Ravens Super Bowl. I don't watch the Chiefs Super Bowl because there's too many clips where I just say, hey, they should have thrown a flag there. And you can't, what are you going to do? Yell at the television? They're not going to hear you, you know, and I'm not going to be a Cowboy fan and break my TV. I can't afford that. So
watch Super Bowl 40. Just watch it. Just watch the whole thing and tell me what you think afterwards. And be unbiased.
Have you guys ever seen the video that explains that Jar Jar Binks is the Sith Lord?
Yes.
Joe, you gotta go watch that. Jar Jar Binks
is
the Sith Lord, bro.
Yep, it totally makes sense. And not only is he the Sith Lord, they were going to push for it all the way up until the 3rd movie, but there was too much clapback because people didn't like how Jar Jar Binks was silly and stuff like that. But yes, and not only that, another fun fact. Michael Jackson was supposed to be Jar Jar Binks. That would have been mighty different spin on that movie, but
Jar Jar Binks is the Sith Lord, Joe.
I've
watch it. Watch it.
If I've never watched Star Wars, would I still understand it?
You haven't watched Star Wars?
I watched the first one in like the 70s in class in high school.
Oh, bro.
Korey, are you up?
Yeah.
No, he's clearly sitting in a chair.
No. No, sorry. I couldn't see. It looked like you were sleeping for a second. I was like, oh,
you weren't moving, Korey.
Yeah, move around.
Yeah, every 5 seconds you got to blink, Korey.
No, Korey fell asleep yesterday on a stream.
He did?
Korey.
Yeah, I did. On YTC.
No way.
Was he snoring?
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to send somebody a link. So we're all going to be polite and respectful. And if not, then I'm going to have to go on a show and tell.
Hey, Terradome, yeah, I remember him. He was he played, I think, in 2014.
Not bringing somebody in here is just going to make it about them, are you?
I hope not. I think we can, and we're only going to talk a little bit longer, so we'll wrap it up after this.
Well, I don't really like talking with that certain individual, so I don't know. But if you want him to come on and talk, that's fine.
Hang on.
I like talking with Bryant from No Border Sport.
Talking football has a personal feeling like
he's the funniest. He makes the show funny. What was the
Oh my god!
What was the
without this show, it wouldn't be very funny without you, Brian.
Like what?
We're all just sitting there like, oh yeah, cool. Let's just
Like I clearly was not the attraction of that whole show. Everybody but me was. You know what I'm saying?
You're the only one that speaks the truth, though, right?
Oh man, I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? No, nobody else here likes speaking the truth. Everybody's gonna sugarcoat it. I understood what he was saying. He was, trying to, he was
Butter you
showing
up.
appreciation, but like, come on, guy.
God, that was... Yeah, he was definitely buttering you up. And then I was like, oh, I don't appreciate that you think that Ryan's the most real guy here. And he goes, oh, no, I wasn't talking about Bryant Culp. Sorry, I was talking about No Crypto Ryan. And I'm like, oh, man, he just burnt Bryant.
Dum, 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 dum. What was that? Oh, that was the bus going over Bryant.
Like, I go to everybody's stream, and like sometimes I can't stay the whole stream, but like I'll pop around, sometimes you'll be listening to somebody and you're like, yeah, I don't agree. So, instead of being like, argumentative or, whatever, you go to a different stream for a couple minutes, you hit the like button and you move on. Right. Well, I've been to his show and I've seen his host and they've been talking and I'll be the only person in the whole freaking chat for like an hour and because I'll be washing dishes or doing something and then I'll be like, all right, well, great show, guys, and shout out to Bryant Culp, thanks for coming, and like I'm like, okay, so I think we follow each other on Twitter, I've seen him a couple times in other shows. I'm like, all right, we're friends, right? Or we're at least acquaintances. I'm not funny, I'm not cool, I get it.
Bro,
I'm not funny, I'm not cool.
You must look. If you grew a beard, maybe that's what you need. You got glasses too. So I don't know what else you're missing. It must be the beard. Joe, you're gonna have to fill that out a little bit more and get some glasses.
I don't. This is the mag. I hate myself with facial hair, so I kind of just roll with the 5 o'clock shadow all the time.
Oh, gotcha. Is that like as far as you can grow pretty much in?
No, it will fill out. And it sucks. My neck's the worst, dude.
Oh,
I gotta shave my neck. Yeah,
bro, I got a good neck.
That's a blessing because shaving your neck sucks.
No, I mean like it goes down, and so like
mine goes down to here, and I absolutely hate it.
It's good in the winter though. It's really nice in the winter.
I have really sensitive skin.
Oh, I'm talking about when I let it grow. Oh, it's really nice in the winter.
Oh, really?
Because then you could just leave your beard tucked into your shirt. Bro, it's like a scarf.
I just do this.
So like what I found out, because I got girls, when I shave my face, it's pokey at first, but after it grows out a little bit, it comes softer, and then I can get closer to their face without screaming.
Shave butter.
Shave butter, okay.
Shave butter. It'll help you get closer to the skin. It's better stuff. What's that? That one shaving thing when remember when they were trying to like take out Gillette and they were like Dollar Shave Club or whatever? That's who I got it from, and they had the shaving butter and that stuff I swear by, bro. No lie.
I did the Dollar Shave Club too, and then they stopped sending me razors, or I don't know, because it's like once a month or I don't know, maybe someone's getting it out of my mailbox, and then I still was getting billed for it, and I don't know, like I tried to cancel the subscription, so I gotta get a lock, a camera, I gotta get a bigger dog.
But
my dog.
You could probably find shave butter from other companies, but it was.
But I want my razor blades from Dollar Club Shave. I want my razor blades. So,
can I be honest with you guys? So I'm like one of those suckers. I will subscribe to everything, and then once I notice it keeps coming out every month, and I get angry and I don't want to pay for it anymore. Instead of going and canceling all my subscriptions, I just roll down to BECU down the road and ask them for a new card with a different card number, and then it just cancels all their subscriptions.
I do everything through Google. I try to sign up everything through Google because then I can go into my Google thing, go to subscriptions, and then just go bink.
Yeah, that's the same with Apple as well.
Yeah. Well, then do it.
Some things like Pro Football Focus and stuff.
Shout out to
Harry's.
BECU.
Oh, by the way, I do Harry's instead of Dollar Shave Club. By the way, Bryant.
Yeah, my wife did it, and she's like, "Oh, this is great," So for a while, I got to see You know what? She's probably the one with the razors,
Bro,
because
she's
I don't
taking them.
see double. Pretty sure she's taking them. I
You,
think we just proved out. We figured it out.
you know what I always thought was
I'm
funny?
not going to stress about it.
You remember how once a year Gillette would come out with this new razor? There'd be a new like evolution to the razor every year. Gillette would come out with it. And then it'd be like 3 months later, the ladies would get a version of that razor. You know what I mean? With the right color and the different handle and whatnot. And it's like, it's the same head, bro. Why do you gotta make the ladies wait 3 more months for the same damn thing? Just put them out at the same time. It made no sense to me.
I have a theory.
That women
Men,
went out
they
and
do
bought
it
the
during
men's one
football
first.
season because they want the guys want to look good, going out to football games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Women, they wait till the spring because they know a lot of ladies don't like to shave their legs as much during the winter.
Can you tell me which guy before the game goes, "Oh shit, I need to shave"? No. You're like, "Oh shit,
Yes.
let me make sure I got this. I got to go get beers."
I'm meticulous. I'm very meticulous. I have to shave every Sunday morning before the game, or else I feel like it's bad luck.
Okay, but that's a superstition. That's not like, it's not built into manhood. You know what I'm saying? On a weekend, if I'm shaving Monday through Friday on a weekend, I'm not waking up and going, "Yeah, let me get in here and shave." I'm going, "Fuck this. I'll shave tomorrow. I want to go put my shit on. I'm going to get down there as early as possible. I'm going to get some sort of smoked meat in my gut and some kind of alcoholic beverage in my hand." That's the only thing I'm worried about if I'm going to the game. Smoked meat and alcohol.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Yes.
See, I go to the
So here's a
barber.
good question.
Drink responsibly.
Go ahead, Corey.
As I go to the barber, get my hair cut and get shaved. If I can't use a razor on my skin, it breaks me out.
Did you know who Bobby Caldwell is? The guy who sings "What You Won't Do for Love."
Mm-mm.
Tell me what you won't do for love. You know what I mean? Anyway, so white guy singing some real soul music, right? I heard he passed away, so I R.I.P. to Bobby Caldwell. Well, I was watching one of the videos, and I went into the comments section, and it said, not only was Bobby Caldwell invited to the cookout, but he also was asked to bring the potato salad. And I just died. I don't know if you find that funny, but it's like they trusted him enough not to fuck the potato salad up. Have you ever seen the Black Jeopardy on SNL?
Yes.
Where they got T'Challa? Oh my God. Karen. And probably some raisins.
Do you see the one with Tom Hanks on there?
Oh, that's one of my favorite too. I don't know which one's better.
I like the Tom Hanks one.
I don't know which one's better.
And they're finally agreeing with everything, right? And then at the end,
yes. Lives that matter. Well, I got a lot to say on this. I'm sure you do, Doug.
It was nice knowing you.
It was nice knowing you, Doug. Oh, but the joke swap too. Oh, the joke swap between Michael Che and what's his name?
Colin Jost.
Yes, Colin Jost is amazing. Che is constantly trying to get Colin Jost canceled. Oh, it's hilarious. Or stabbed on the subway. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. Oh, it's so good.
You spelled his name wrong, Terradome. It's Brian with a B.
No, he's joking. Brian from No Border.
Yeah, there's no S.
No Border Sport.
No Border Sport.
We got one
I finally
sport.
rewatched that when you were on with Raj, and I could see when you saw that I spelled it wrong. Because at first I was like, man, he didn't read my comment.
Totally didn't. And then I went back and I was like, It's like an inside joke. Everybody's like, "What's wrong? Is he having a seizure?" No, it's an inside joke.
Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun, and we can go a little longer if you guys want, or we can wrap it up. But I think we're gonna change it a little bit. On my Saturdays, I'm gonna do like my guest shows, and we're gonna always, you guys can pop in if you're able or available. Because I like interviewing people, ask a couple questions and then opening it up to everybody too. Like what Ryan did for me yesterday, coming in, that really helped me with Jason. And I think on Sundays we'll do more of like a show more like this where we can talk, get stuff off our chest, talk about anything you really want to talk about, but try to circle back to football. But I'm up to like 74 subs. It's not a race or anything like that, but I do have a goal. I'd like to get to 1,000. I'd like to be able to say, hey, I got that, and maybe after that we'll start a new goal, right? So for right now, I'm just pushing to go to 100, and when we get to 100, I'm going to do like a cup giveaway. We'll maybe make a cup or something like that. That's really neat. And if you win, we'll send it to you. That'll be for like 100. And then me and my wife, we make hats and stuff like that and hoodies and stuff. So we might try to do something at like another milestone. But this was donated to me the other day. And I don't want to give away the name, so I'm just going to kind of hide it. But when I hit 1,000, I will be giving away a jersey. Let's see.
An autographed jersey.
And it is authentic. And it's packaged. It's really nice. But again, I don't want to give away the name. And I don't want to give away the suspense or anything like that. Because if it's somebody like really cool, right? Well, that's not really fair just to blow away the surprise. And then if it's somebody that's not really cool, then I kind of don't want to let the air out of the bag either. But either way, it's a player and it's authentic.
His name is Ronnie Lott.
Hey, everybody DM me. I know who it is. So if you want in on this action,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea who it is.
And Brian, if I win, you can always give my prize to Corey Davis.
No, if you win, you got to come go to dinner or something with me.
Oh, it's a Jerry Rice.
No way. Montana and Rice on the same.
Steve Young?
No. But shout out to Deanna, my wife's aunt. She's a big supporter of the channel, and I'm going to have her on one day. She's a super diehard faithful, very knowledgeable. And one of these days, I'm going to just have to have her on, and love to have you guys come on and ask her questions too, because that's the type of person she is. She can answer anything. So that's my little bit of news for the day. Let's go ahead and do like our little closing and round table. And let's start with Korey. And Korey, what do you got going on for today and the rest of the week?
Well, today, this evening at 7:00 p.m., I will be giving the results of the trivia show from last Thursday.
That means I need to update the website.
So I'll be doing that tonight. At 7 p.m. Pacific time and 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then I have to hit up YTC and see what day he could do his trivia show again. It was gonna do Wednesday or whatever day he has free. But Thursday, I'll be doing a 49ers trivia show at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Really quickly, please everybody go check out that tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun. You'll probably see all of us there. I have upgraded my StreamYard. If you guys want to go a little bit longer, we can go a little longer. I have a couple people in the chat that might want to jump on, but if you don't want to go longer, it's up to you guys. You can tell me in the private chat. I really don't have anything to do except go mow my backyard, and I'm not too excited about that right now. So again, it's up to you guys.
He's trying to put it off. Tony, he's trying to get out of his duties.
You're the captain of the ship, Brian. You run the stream. You tell us what you want to do, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Jeez.
Well, let's go ahead and let's finish up our little round table, and then if you guys want to go longer, I'll drop the link. And let's go ahead, Jon Jay. Let's go to you,
stream?
Ryan.
8-hour stream?
Back.
Huh?
Ryan, let's go 9 hours because Ryan's wasn't long enough.
Wasn't.
Well, now I can go longer. Hey, because I tell you what, I was getting the little banner up at the top. You've almost exceeded your hours, and I was like, oh crap, man, I got like only a couple more hours. What do I do? So then, I was like, So I bit the
Well,
bullet.
and that'll help with
Now I got this
Tony too, right?
Yeah.
What's
So,
up?
and that's why me and Ryan's got to talk, because I know he's got some ninja expertise and some things that he can train me on the side. So,
Look, if
again,
we start
know what
right
the-
now and go 9 hours, we'll be done at 7. Plenty of
And then
time.
we can
Plenty
all
of time to hop onto my
record.
channel and do a 5-hour stream there.
No, we gotta go on Korey's.
We'll do. Yeah, we got to go on Korey's.
Yeah, so we'll just do this
Yeah.
stream until Korey starts,
Yeah.
and then after that,
I only did 2 streams
All
today.
right, John, what do you got going on, man? I know you were supposed to do something yesterday, but I couldn't find you.
Breaking news. Yeah, everyone knows him. Shifty and I are doing shows again. So I'm not gonna.
All right.
I'm not going to. Tell the details, but because for those who don't know, Shifty, lived in San Francisco and now he's back in Ireland. Had some personal stuff he had to deal. He's moving out there permanently, but now he has time and we're doing a show again. I'm bringing back another show. I'm going to keep that quiet for now, and I might have a collaboration after the draft with the Minnesota Vikings lady. She's really cool. Every time we do a show together, we always get like 100 people in for some reason. So that's what's gonna hop on in my channel in a little bit. So, yep.
Brian, what do you got going on?
Me? Well, same old,
Yeah.
bro. Something every day of the week. Come find me. Stop by. Pull up.
Pull up.
Joe?
let's see. This Sunday, huh? Shoot, we got 2 top 10 lists tomorrow on my channel. We're gonna, thanks to Bryant Culp, he recommended it last time. We're gonna do top 10 head coaches currently in the NFL, and we're gonna do top 10 coaches of all time. And then Wednesday, I will be on with No Border Sports doing a weekly NFC West talk. If you're a Rams content guy or Cardinals content guy or gal, and you're seeing this show right now, hit one of us up on Twitter or Instagram, and we'll be more than willing to have you on next Wednesday. And then I meant to ask Korey. Korey, are you doing trivia night the night of the draft too, or are you going to take that one off probably?
Oh no, I'll be off on that one because I'll be going to. No, wait a minute, Thursday, the 27th. I can probably do it because I'll be here. Joe? The 28th, I'll be leaving out of town.
I think I would push it up, Korey, so you're not competing with the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do it Wednesday maybe.
Yeah,
because if you think about it, there's going to be a lot of people going live after the draft, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
So, in some sort of way.
Well, shout out to our new guest. We got David Corona, and we have Terradome down here. If you guys haven't met Terradome,
guys.
he's
What's up, Terror?
What up?
Nice to meet you.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, David.
hey,
Corona.
Terradome.
Been seeing
Can we
your
play a
games. Been seeing your games. Been seeing everything. Hey, I see you switched over to the residency. You got the hat on. Oh, my man, Brian Culp got the hat like me. Hey, yes.
Hey, good guys.
Residency.
Good guys wear white.
Can we
Yeah,
play a
yeah.
little
White
game called "What's in Your Freezer"?
Yeah.
So I'm finally in the same room with the famous Terradome. I see you on Eric Crocker. I see you everywhere. So shout out to you, man. First time
Yeah.
I can just interact with you.
Well, God bless you. I'm just a little bit everywhere. I'm like DMX getting started, man. I'm trying to get on everybody's mixtape, and then I'll drop my album, and hopefully I'll have my clientele all built up, man. But it's
That's
wonderful
right.
seeing you guys, man. Wonderful seeing y'all. Wonderful seeing everybody on a wonderful, glorious Sunday. I see Miss Tony Culp in in the chat, man. It's always great to have your wife supporting you. For those of y'all that don't know, I'm an ordained minister of the gospel of Christ as well. And you can always tell how good a man is and just watch his wife when he preaches. If that wife ain't in his corner, oh Lord, they look at you something different. So when that wife is there, man, it says a lot about the man. So Brian Culp, you know you my guy, man. You know, we go back like suede Pumas and fatty laces, my brother.
Oh, God bless you, man.
We've been friends for a couple years, I would say. You know that every time I see you, we always have good things to say. And, you know, every time I see you on someone's show, I'm listening. And shout out, thank you.
We always did
very much
Shelto
because,
Adidas.
like, I think everybody's seen it, or maybe they've heard it. And I don't really like this phrase so much, so I kind of amended it a little bit. So behind every great man, you know, behind every good man, there's a great woman. So I don't like that so much because next to me, I think I'm a great guy. My wife's standing next to me, right next to me.
Oh,
so beside every great guy, there's a great woman. And that's what I like to say.
Oh, that's 100. That's 100%, Brian.
Yeah,
that's 100%. My wife is always by me too.
Nice.
Gotta have it, man.
They say a happy wife is a happy life, and as long as
How long you been preaching to the gospel?
I got ordained in 2013. I've been preaching since 2007. They would just let me do little excerpts and stuff, man. They would just be like, yeah, just do the offering and just do this and sit down. And I said, man, I got so much to say. I've been studying. Let me do this. Just sit down.
Your time will come up.
Yeah, that's how they were doing. But I finally met a great man of God. He ordained me. He gave me the classes and everything. So
yeah, God is working in my life too. So he's keeping me out, man.
Amen. Yeah. But I've been loving the San Francisco 49ers since the 80s and the LA Lakers since the 80s. And that cake.
Yeah, that's right. Lakers, baby. Lakers, baby.
Magic Johnson since the small shorts, the coochie cutter shorts, you know, when they used to wear them. They weren't. We got a new
Laker fan right here. His name is Jon Jay.
No, stop it, David.
James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It go all the way back. Jamal Wilkes. All the way back, and then we had the Kobe years, man. And the Shaq years,
like
Big Shot.
Keep bringing it,
man.
Keep bringing it.
Yeah, man. Meta World Peace.
We play tonight.
I know. I gotta get ready. It's in about we're
hour and 30 minutes away.
Yeah. We get ready to do some things. We're gonna do some things, man. I was on who was I with? TED Talks.
TED Talk.
Yeah, I was on with them last night, man, and I was doing color comment. I tried to stay totally objective. You know, I tried to get my Brett Musburger on and just watch the game and tell, that was a good shot. Oh, well, the Kings, they're a good team now. You know, I tried to be even with it, and I like Golden State, man. How can you not like Steph Curry? I live down here in Fayetteville, North Carolina now. I'm originally from Virginia, but Steph is a Davidson dude. Hey, that man
they lost the first game.
Yeah. So I'm just watching and I'm seeing what I see. And hey, this is gonna go 6 or 7. It's gonna be some good basketball, man. You gotta love some good basketball, some good players. That daggone De'Aaron Fox.
I do want to see the Warriors in the second round with the Lakers.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see. That's what I'd like to see with LeBron.
Jon Jay is a Warriors fan.
Yeah,
Jon Jay, you a Warrior?
Yeah, I've been a Warrior fan even when we were horrible. I'm a real Warrior fan, and I saw that game last night again. Like when the Kings and Warriors play, like that's why I always joke around. They're like our younger brothers because we're not that far from Sacramento. And oh my goodness, we always play them well, and they always play us good for some reason. You know, it is going to be a fun series.
Yeah, I know how it's like. We used to play him back in the day, man. They had Chris Webber, Bloody Device, and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
We used to get into it, and they're gonna say immediately.
Robert Ory.
I know they're gonna say the refs used to help y'all out, but hey,
Robert Ory saved that 3-pointer.
Oh, Big Shot Bob.
Yeah, Robert
gotta
Ory.
love Big Shot Bob. Big Shot Bob. Big Shot Bob got about 7 rings, man. Big Shot Bob. Yeah,
I think if Kobe and Shaq to stick together, I think they have like four more after that.
Man. I know they just couldn't set horses, man. They just,
I
know, egos. That's
Kobe, man, rest in peace.
You know how they do.
I
got his jerseys all on it. I got his autograph poster up there. My wife got me that, as well as his 2 jerseys.
I see that Jerry Rice jersey in the back.
You know I got the man behind me.
You got that. Yeah, the best wide receiver all time.
549 receptions.
Yeah.
20, it is what it is. And I got Michael Jordan up here, man. That's my dude too. 6 titles. Defensive player.
All my jerseys right here, baby.
Oh, there it is. You got to stay right. I just wear Hall of Famers. I don't buy the New Jacks. I don't buy, a flash in the pan, man. You got to be a Hall of Famer to go on my back.
I got Patrick Willis. I got Jerry Rice.
Yeah, man. And hey, with any sense, first ballot, Frank Gore from the U. I'm a big U fan as well. I'm hoping Frank Gore gets in there. I hope they do what's right and put Frank Gore in.
They need Patrick Willis too.
Hall of Fame.
All right.
Yeah,
so
Patrick Willis got a little this. Go ahead, my brother.
I got a question. So I would love to see Frankie G, in the Hall of Fame. Big guy, love him, super fan. He's heart and soul of the 49ers for, good 10 years, right?
Oh, yes.
Well, 2005 all the way up until 14 or something like that. He was our guy, right? Yeah. So here's my question, Terra Dome, and I know you got the thoughts and you have knowledge. And Korey, I want you to hear this one too, because I want Korey's thoughts. And John, you can jump in. Everybody, Frank Gore goes into the Hall of Fame first, or Roger Craig?
Ooh,
I know who's going in first, and I'm going to start it off. I'm going to break it. You ready? Frank Gore will go into the Hall of Fame first, before Roger Craig. And my thoughts and my feelings is because of the fumble.
It is.
Yep.
That's the only reason.
It's not right.
How long has Roger Craig been out of the league?
Man, he's been waiting for 10, 15 years.
Retired 96? 90.
Are you serious? That long ago?
Wow, that's almost 28 years.
I don't think if he's waiting that long, I don't think he's gonna make it.
God almighty. And he's so deserving of it, man. Roger Craig, to put in perspective, I know, I'm 53, so I'm a lot older, and I was seeing this stuff real time as a grown man. People will say, y'all are just romanticizing things because you were young and you were teenagers, you were a toddler. No, I was grown. I was seeing this stuff. Roger Craig was actually the first Marshall Faulk. As you think of Marshall Faulk, this is what Roger Craig was to the NFL.
I never seen him play. I never seen him play.
Oh my God! Oh man,
Roger Craig
Tim
was
Rathman
the
in the backfield. Oh, he went 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing in
that's before my time.
And he was just something. The high knee action of number 33. They used to call him Catfish because his eyes were so wide. And I imitated Roger Craig a little bit as I played high school football, man, because the coaches would always emphasize high knee and your hip flexors moving as you come through contact. As you move through contact, keep moving your knees high. And Roger Craig would just decimate opponents. Man, he was physical with it out of Nebraska. And then the great Tom Rathman, man. Rathman was nasty with it. That was a real fullback. If you think Juszczyk was doing it, no, the real number 44, was Tom Rathman, their coach. This
I
dude,
never seen him play either.
he looked the part. Please get on YouTube. Please get some old tape, VHS, Beta Hi-Fi. Lockdown, you hear me? The old school. Please go and see these guys. It was magic in motion. These things were coming at you with Bill Walsh designing this stuff, man. I think he was just dreaming up stuff on a napkin, on a cocktail napkin, and just saying, how can I really mess up this league? And he knew nobody could, linebackers couldn't cover Roger Craig coming out of the backfield. They could, all of these, wheel routes, all of these L routes, all of these little stick routes that you see that are just mundane today.
He was that fast.
They came from Bill Walsh and Roger Craig. That's where it comes from. All of everything you see, 60% of the league is, I got his book right there behind me. I'm pointing to it.
So who's going to go to the Hall of Fame first?
Frank Gore is going to go
Frank Gore.
first.
But
okay. Roger Craig should have, but he's being
Korey, who do you think is going to go?
He's being ostracized because of a fumble back in the day. We were going to be the first team to three-peat for a Super Bowl title, and we came within, I think it was 3 minutes of doing it. Roger Craig happened to fumble the ball. Lawrence Taylor recovered it, and they went out and beat the Buffalo Bills in 1991, I think it was.
Yep.
Wow.
I was at Chowan University spilling beer, old English 800 for you scoring at home.
What does Korey think?
I think NFL gonna have to make it up, and so they're gonna put Craig in first.
I hope so.
They're gonna have to put him in. I don't think you should punish somebody for a fumble. Because how many people throw in interceptions? How many people else fumble the ball? Gore has fumbled the ball too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just Craig should be in it. He deserved to be in it.
He does.
Gore,
he's waiting so long. Like, why are they waiting so long to put him in?
That's how they do, man. It's some guys they do. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I came up, like I said, I was born in 1970. I came up, my dad had me programmed to like the Dallas Cowboys, and they made Drew Pearson wait. They dogged Drew Pearson. Man, when you was young, you tried to look like Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson was sweet. You see all the wristbands and everything that everybody wears now? That was Drew Pearson back in the day. There were two receivers you wanted to look like and be like: Lynn Swann and Drew Pearson. That was it.
Hey, Jon Jay, what do you think?
And they made Drew Pearson wait. That it's just.
What do you think about it? Who's going in first, Frank Gore or Roger Craig?
Like I would like both of those guys to be in the Hall of Fame. They deserve it. Yeah, like I look at his numbers. Like 42 fumbles for a running back. That's a lot of fumbles. But Brett Favre, has the most interceptions in the NFL, and he's in the Hall of Fame. And Roger Craig has 3 Super Bowls. Brett Favre has 1. So I don't know if there's any bias with that, but again, I'm not going to make any assumptions with the fumbles or one person played quarterback. They get to be put in there. To be completely honest, like they might make Frank Gore wait. He's up there, at the rushing list. Had a great successful career, and I like Frank Gore. He was the first true running back I saw. I'm pretty young myself, but Roger Craig, he's like, I don't know why the NFL makes a lot of these players wait, but if I had to put my money on who will go first, it's gonna go Frank Gore.
Yeah, It's going to go Frank
Yeah.
Gore because of the fumble. The fumble cost us the three-peat. And from there, it just got ugly. We lost Joe Montana, after that. He went to a different team. So it was a whole changing of the guards. And if you notice, it wasn't Roger Craig who went to the Super Bowl with the Niners. It was Ricky Waters. So there's a lot of things that happened that season. But
Ricky Waters,
good
Notre
turning
Dame.
point. Yeah, good turning point. David Corona, I'd ask you, but it doesn't sound like you know a whole lot about Roger Craig, but I do know you know a little bit about Frank Gore, so we'll go ahead and just take that as your answer. And Joe, I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you know anything about the fumble? Do you know anything about the
I don't
three-peat?
think either of them are going to make it into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, Joe, come on, man. Come
Well,
on.
he's got a good point, I think, because
I don't
recently
think-
Gore just had that
But I don't
incident
think
with that girl, right?
Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I think it'll be one of those where they wait a long time, and then like Kenny Easley retired in '87, and he got in 2017. I think it'll be one of those.
From Chesapeake, Virginia, Kenny Easley. But go on, Joe. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it'll be one of those. I just don't think there's that it factor that'll put them in the Hall of Fame with the writers. Obviously, do I think Frank Gore and Roger Craig deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, but do I think the writers think that? No.
And there's also a bit of East Coast bias, like you said a while ago, that that's why some players are going. They take longer, and everybody. I remember I was on Rumbo, and there was a guy named Shabazz, and he said they made what's his name, Brian Young wait to get in the Hall of Fame, and they put other players who were not as good as Brian Young before him. So I don't know if there's some bit of biases or maybe just the NFL, just they take their time when they add players to the Hall of Fame. Again, that's just my opinion.
They need Patrick Willis in the Hall of Fame.
Word for it.
They did. This is what I'll do. This is what I do. Can I just have it for 30 seconds?
Go for it.
I want to throw out some names, and y'all tell me, just with these names, should they or should they not be first ballot Hall of Famers? I'm just going to throw out some names. Ready? Here we go. LaDainian Tomlinson.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no? Curtis Martin.
I go
Yes or
yes,
no?
then I go no. Yes,
Adrian Peterson.
He should be in there.
Barry Sanders.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Walter Payton.
Yep.
Yes.
Emmitt Smith.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that list I gave you, with the exception of Adrian Peterson, Frank Gore ranks third all-time rushing in the National Football League out of the 108 years of existence of the National Football League. He has rushed for 16,000 yards. He ranks third, right behind Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, and there is Frank, first ballot from the U, Gore.
Mm-hmm.
He should make it to the Hall of Fame too.
I just lay that before you, and I will leave it right there.
Mm-hmm.
You got that right.
Go ahead.
I salute that.
Yeah.
No more sports.
Go ahead, Korey.
Who you think gonna go first?
Oh, I think they've plainly got it out for Roger Craig, which I think is totally sad, because I almost equate Roger Craig's kind of talent, his records, all that, his stats, to kind of almost like Ricky Henderson breaking the stolen base record. The reason being is no one had ever seen anything like it up until that point, and he came in like a whirlwind and left everybody like looking around like what had happened. And for you to go out and put 1,000 on the ground and 1,000 in the air, and for the first time ever, and you're not in the Hall of Fame is just, it's criminal to me. But I do believe Frank Gore will be in first because he'd been in the league so long. He's more of a household name. He's been on many different teams. All the people loved him. You know what I mean? Roger Craig was a lot of people's enemies. You know what I'm saying? Because he was whooping them. He was one of the reasons why you couldn't win against the Niners.
He was.
How tall was he?
Roger's going about 6 feet,
Use the Google machine.
205, 215.
Oh,
I'm trying to go
ask
off
the- ask
memory.
the Google machine later.
Google machine.
Yeah, Google machine.
We not your Google machine.
I'm on my phone on the streamline, so I can't use it right now.
Oh, I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Right.
Roger Craig, height and
Right.
weight. 6 foot, 222 pounds. Born July 10th, 1960 in Preston. Is that Mississippi? Went to college in Nebraska, which I had mentioned. He's just a wonderful cat, man. He just changed the game. 4.1 and for an average, 56 touchdowns. He's bad, man. Roger Craig was it. And I tell you, it ain't just Roger Craig. It ain't just Roger Craig. Jesse Sapolo, Travis Barton, Guy McIntyre. These were the foundational pieces of the San Francisco. If you love the San Francisco 49ers, let me tell you, man, they had a coach named Bob McKittrick, a former Marine. And I don't know if y'all noticed behind you, I serve proudly in the United States military. I'm an airborne paratrooper.
Appreciate it.
Bob McKittrick was a Marines Marine. He didn't get along with Bill Walsh sometimes, but Bob McKittrick headed up our offensive line. And man, if you want to hear poetry in motion, Bob McKittrick had this offensive line firing on all cylinders, dude.
My grandpa was a Marine on Iwo Jima. And, I definitely learned some things.
Bob McKittrick. McKittrick didn't play with these.
Grandpa
guys.
could look at you and you were like, oh, my life is about to end.
Please. As a matter of fact, the best offensive lineman award to the best offensive lineman, which usually goes to Trent Williams every year, but it's called the Bob McKittrick Award. This dude did not play with getting down and getting it, and he explored the fundamentals of offensive line and blocking and hitting your man with an ascending blow and really getting on his flanks and really understanding how Bill wanted it blocked and you know, understanding every aspect and every subtle nuance of really what it took. Your offensive line is the engine of the car.
It's all wrestling. It's all wrestling.
It is. It is. You got to understand leverage. You got to understand getting up to move a 300-pound man against his will is something that is so vital. And you know, I know
You have to go for the leg.
We kind of poo-poo it, man. But these guys were on it, man. Please shout out to Bob, Guy McIntyre, Harris Barton, Jesse Sapolo. And I met Bubba Paris when I was in San Francisco. My first trip out there, Bubba Paris was signing stuff at Pier 37 out there in San Francisco. If you ever take that trip, man, please go to Pier 37. Get some good seafood at that fog.
Was it 37 or 39? Was it 37?
Is it 39? I think it's 39. 39.
Yeah,
39.
Pier 39.
I'm from
that pro shop.
I'm from SF, Pier 39.
The seafood isn't that good.
It's
I loved it. I loved it. Maybe it's just
come to Washington and talk to me about some seafood. I'm just saying.
Hey, well,
we got high standards.
They do it better in San Francisco. They do the bone-in ribs, not the bone-in ribs, the bone-in filet mignon at Bobo's on Lombard Street. They got great food. They got great sushi downtown in San Francisco. Yeah. It is my favorite city in the world, San Francisco, California.
Appreciate that.
I go and visit San Francisco at least once a year. I can tell you the spots. What's that? Ghirardelli. My wife loves the desserts. Yeah. I can't, brother can't handle all this.
It's technically Ghirardelli because it's an Italian name. Ghirardelli, whatever you want.
Ghirardelli. Whatever it is. Man, they got some good stuff. It's a line all the way out there, man. man, visit San Francisco. That's my place. That's my place.
And the
All
war.
right. So I got another football question, and we're going to start with Korey. We're going to go a little bit longer, and then we're going to get out of here because I do got to go mow my yard. So, Korey.
Me too.
Alden Smith.
You were trying to avoid it, and I
Alden-
was too.
That's why we're friends, right? So, Korey, Alden Smith, or I'm sorry, Charles Haley, who is more devastating to the 49ers?
Devastating to or devastating for?
Devastating.
you
'Cause when
rather
they're
have?
on our team. No. Here's the question. We had Alden Smith and we had Charles Haley, and we can all agree when they were on the 49ers team before the craziness, we were doing good, right? Then we let them go, and then you can see what happened after that. So, what was more devastating, letting Haley go or letting Alden Smith go?
That's simple. Alden Smith didn't
No,
go
Korey,
down
that's
the
your question.
list.
I'll go with Charles Haley because, all this Smith let go, I knew was coming. But I saw a little bit of Charles Haley leaving, but not as much. I guess because that time, it wasn't that big of social media like it is now. You didn't have all these internets and stuff back then. So, but Charles Haley, I love Mr. Charles Haley. I was like, man, I hated to see him go to the Cowboys.
Oh,
I was so mad. See him go to the Cowboys. I'm like, no, don't go to the Cowboys.
I want to ask everybody, and I want you to finish, but I want to, just add this in there. What I mean by, devastating is we've seen Charles Haley leave the 49ers, but the team didn't, just blow up, right? We still had a solid core. Alden Smith left, and it seemed like everybody just like changed their mind and everybody got crazy. So that's
But you
a little
also
bit
didn't
more,
have to go up against Alden Smith. He wasn't one of the key reasons why you weren't able to get back to the places where you wanted to get to.
but he destroyed Kaepernick's car. Kaepernick
so?
stole his girlfriend.
Who gives a shit?
No,
What does
but
a
this
car
guy
have to do with the Lombardi Trophy? Can you tell me the difference in significance?
This destroyed our chances of going to the, because we were that close, right? So then Alden Smith, he goes crazy. He probably, had half the fans, the players in the locker room fighting with him. And then
I know you were on
the
debate
divide
team,
right there.
but this is not your hill, sir. This is not your hill.
All right, Korey, what else you got? Because we're going to give everybody a chance on this one.
So, you know what? I gotta say this. I think, what's his name? Cowboy, Justin Smith. I think I'm saying his name right.
Yep.
Helped Alden Smith a lot.
I like Justin Smith.
Because when Justin Smith was out, Alden Smith had a little struggle getting to the quarterback. And so, because Justin Smith would take on two offensive linemen.
He was a beast.
Excuse me, David Cronin. Let me talk.
Oh, sorry.
He would pull two offensive linemen, which would right now, if you did that, it would be called holding. But he would take two of them, and Alden Smith have a free shot at the quarterback. And Charles Haley, he did do just like Bosa. Take that guy one-on-one and get to the quarterback. Alden Smith needed a little help from Justin Smith to me to get to the quarterback. Okay, Brian, through.
That's a good point. All right, John. John, let's hear what you got, because I know everybody wants to get on this one. This is spicy.
So the question is, like, once we lost, these players, Haley and Alden Smith, like, did it hurt the team, or are you talking about their character?
Yes. Yes, was Aldon Smith worse for the Niners to lose, or was Charles Haley worse for the Niners to lose?
Oh man. See, Charles Haley
It's a
was
good question.
Yeah, Charles Haley was a great player, and when he went to the Cowboys, just going to the Cowboys is devastating on itself because he was a good player. I think he won a Super Bowl with them. I can't get in the top of my mind yet, but Aldon Smith was an outstanding player. Like his rookie year as a part-time starter, had like double-digit sacks. The following year, almost had 20 sacks. His issue was always like he was always getting in trouble off season after off season, but just going to the Cowboys and helping that team that hurt the 49ers as a 49er fan because he was on the Niners and now he's helping your rival team. That's how I see it.
Brian, what do you think?
I think this question is an obvious answer. It's obviously Charles Haley.
Okay. Let's hear your thoughts. And I want to ask you a question after it. So go for it. We're going to elaborate to this question.
All right. So let's say Aldon Smith left and the team disintegrated, right? Why did it disintegrate?
That's basically
was it because of Aldon Smith? No. So Aldon Smith didn't have any action to do on that, really. It was the fact of the Kaepernick situation. It was the changing of coaches, and now all of a sudden Kaepernick's supposed to be a pocket passer. Lots of things attributed to that going downhill. I mean, even Jimmy Ward said, that was like my first couple years, and he's like, as a black man, he was still kind of like, I didn't like that because it like I'm sure on a personal level, he's like, yeah, but like a professional work level, he's like, that's way too much distractions on us. You know what I mean? And I'm all for Cap kneeling. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the players, even players in that locker room are like, oh man, I don't know how much I could be with this right now. You know what I'm saying? You're putting too much on us. So I don't think it was Aldon Smith whatsoever. I think the situation was Cap and everything that went around with Cap at that time. Because to me, everybody, they got all mad because Cap was kneeling. And then the next year they're like, look, he's crap. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm having to defend him. I'm like, bro, they're making him a pocket passer. What do you expect from a guy who's been mobile his whole life and then all of a sudden has to play a different style of football? Mm-hmm. Do you think he's going to be great again? No, you got to use him as he's been used or just get somebody different. Yeah. There's no sense in trying to make a round peg fit in a square hole. It's
all right.
It doesn't work.
Definitely.
So and then when we come to Charles Haley, that guy was a wrecker. And not only that, he went to the one team he couldn't go to. That's the one team we didn't want him to go to was the Dallas Cowboys because they were a couple of pieces away from being able just to steamroll us again. And they got him and they got Dion. And that's how Story wrote the book. We were then shut out every year because of that. And we still had great teams. We had competitive teams all them years. And it wasn't until they fell off were we able to get back to the promised land.
So the question again is who was more devastating for the 49ers to lose, right? And you brought up the point, it wasn't Aldon Smith's fault or whatnot that he got let go. I agree. It probably wasn't his fault, but it was Charles Haley's fault.
I didn't say it was Aldon Smith's fault. I said the thing that caused the team to break down wasn't Aldon Smith leaving. It was the Kaepernick stuff going on. Because you had earlier said that, the team fell apart after Aldon Smith went. So I just wanted to make sure I threw that out the window because I don't think it has to do with anything like that.
Okay, so what I was saying and what you had said is it was Aldon Smith. It wasn't Aldon Smith's fault, right? It is Charles Haley's fault. He was the one who picked up the chair in the locker room and threw it. Once he threw the chair in the locker room, they were like, damn, this keeps happening. This guy's crazy.
Are you saying Aldon Smith was doing everything perfectly to the point where they had no reason to let him go?
He didn't start acting up until Kaepernick stole his girlfriend.
No, that's not true, Brian. Like his
first
No. Aldon Smith had an alcohol problem. Yeah. He gets in trouble all season. It's different from throwing a chair. I'll take a player to throw a chair anytime.
You don't throw a chair in the
I'll
locker
take a
room.
player to throw a chair anytime over a person that's been drinking alcohol and crashing his cars and
When you get pissed,
and
when you get
throwing
pissed
a
and throw a
fight.
chair, you're showing passion.
I know.
I like
Yep.
passion.
Yeah, but you know, when you go and
When you're
like
drinking and driving, that shows misjudgment.
sleeping with your girlfriend too.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened, guys. And you guys can say it, but give me a second.
Okay.
Alden Smith left the 49ers because he broke up the car, right? He busted up the car and then he got kicked off the team.
Not true.
Haley got thrown out of the team, got thrown off the team because he threw a chair. It wasn't that devastating to the locker room to lose.
It looks like we can't agree on why
I know.
he left, so we should probably iron that out first.
So, Brian, this is just my point. You know, I'm going to respect. Well, after his rookie year, his first incident, he went on an airplane, and then he acted a fool, and then he started to say, "Oh, I'm going to assault people. I'm going to blow this plane up." You know, like that's not a normal person how you act. And when you're on an airplane, that's technically a federal crime. So he got lucky that the airline, you know, and we're like, you know what? All right, we're gonna let you slide. You know, you're probably having a bad day. You might be drunk, whatever. And then he just kept every off season, every time the season ended, he kept getting himself in trouble. Every off season, when I was watching the news, another Alden Smith report. There was an Alden Smith report. You know, and like it's so weird that the sports had to put an Alden Smith segment every time in the off season what he was doing. So you know, I'm sorry, Brian, but that's just my opinion. That's what I saw. You know,
it's fine to have different
chair. I get it. He threw a chair. That's kind of unacceptable. But who wasn't doing anything stupid in the 80s and 90s?
Well, that's kind of the point here too. Is we have a difference in social media. So social media is able to, you know, really put a camera on this and you know really magnify it so people can see what's happening. We didn't hear all about this craziness with Charles Haley until after he was out of the team. And if it was that crazy and the Niners thought he was that devastated to the team, why would they have brought him back? They brought him back. So it wasn't that bad. He wasn't that much of a cancer locker room. He just made some people feel uncomfortable when he was throwing chairs at their head. And we only know of one chair, but there was multiple chairs that he threw. Kaepernick and Alden Smith destroyed the 49ers. That's my opinion. I want to hear everybody else's thoughts.
How do we know there was more chairs if we only know of one chair?
We know there was more chairs. There are reports.
How do we know there was more chairs if we only know there was one chair? You just said that in your statement.
They've stated it. They've stated it. We know there was more incidents than just this chair. So
okay, so there's more incidents than just throwing the chair. So, but there's not multiple incidents of multiple chairs being thrown. I'm just trying to get the facts out, bro. I just want to make sure we got everything.
All right.
Now,
so to be completely factual, I don't know how many chairs were thrown. I don't know how many chairs. I don't know how many chairs were thrown. I know that there was more than one incident. Charles Haley was going off, and he was continuing to have different tantrums in the locker room, and it got to a point that they couldn't control him. You can be emotional, you can have all of the spirit in the world, but if you cannot control your temper, at a certain point, if they think you're going to break Steve Young's face, they don't want you on the locker room. They don't. So that's my thoughts. Here you go, Korey. I'm sorry.
Did they after the chair and he left, went to the Cowboys? Charles Haley invited back to the Niners? Did he come back to the Niners? And now with Alden Smith, was he invited back to the Niners?
No.
Charles Haley, yes. Alden Smith, no.
Mm-hmm. And plus, yeah. Go ahead, bro.
If the Niners felt that Charles Haley was really endangering, they wouldn't have had him come back. If he was doing all that, throwing so many chairs, they wouldn't have had him come back. They would let him go to another team, just like with Alden Smith. They let him go to Cowboys, to the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, he went to Raiders. No, he went to the Raiders, then Cowboys, then Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and Alden Smith had a whole other chance with the Niners, though. He did. But every season, every off season, you see Arnold Smith in the media. You see him. Oh, Arnold Smith punched this person because he couldn't handle his alcohol. He can't handle drinking, and he should have got somebody. I don't know. He needed to look at it and say, "I need help. I need to stop drinking. I need to go to AA or all this place. I need help. God, please give me the help, because only him can say that. Only him can help himself to get out of that situation. You know, he can't just. So that's why I say Charles Haley, Mr. Charles Haley was more than me than Arnold Smith, because Arnold Smith was making the 49ers organization look bad.
Okay.
Go ahead, tear down. Let's hear your thoughts.
Well, I am so partial when it comes to this because for those of y'all that don't know, Charles Haley is from the great state of Virginia. He's from Gladys, Virginia. He has 100 sacks for his career. That is ahead of Hall of Famers like Bryant Young, Howie Long, and Warren Sapp. Not to mention, this man has not one, let me get my LeBron on, not two, not three, not four, but 5 Super Bowls at his disposal. He's got one for every finger on one hand. Charles Haley was it. Charles Haley was the linchpin. More devastating for us losing Dion and going to Dallas was Charles Haley first. It is the worst give up in trade to a franchise there has ever been, and it totally flipped the whole conference when he left and went to the Dallas Cowboys, what we used to call the evil empire. He changed the whole structure of a conference and a world championship title. If Charles Haley stays, it's no guarantee that the San Francisco 49ers win a Super Bowl, but I guarantee that the Dallas Cowboys don't win that Super Bowl title. Charles Haley was it. He was long. He was the prototypical guy. He went to James Madison, who recruited me coming out of high school, James Madison University. He was long. He was limber. He could just hold you off. Now, did he have his problems? Yeah, he played a little too much. Emmitt Smith and the boys in Dallas will tell you, hey, he rode you a little hard. He did get on people a little too much. He played a little too hard. And there was a rumor that at one time he got on the desk of, I think it was Carmen Policy at the time, our GM, and actually urinated on Carmen Policy's desk, trying to get out of San Francisco. I don't know what happened that day, but I've seen some excerpts and some clips. Alden Smith was a devastating. He was on an ascend, man. He was a devastator. When we played Seattle, they didn't want to see us coming. My man can attest to that. He opened it up. He was a tone setter. When we played Seattle, up in Seattle, that championship game, I think Alden Smith caused a fumble in the first play or two when we played
That's right.
Seattle. Man, he came off the edge, and Russell Wilson didn't know what he came off that edge. He said, who was that man? Aldon Smith was all you wanted, man. But I can't say that when he left, it flipped the whole balance of the San Francisco 49ers to another team. It was more devastating to watch them boys in silver and blue get my Super Bowl and watch Jerry Jones just talk about, hey, Charles Haley, I'm so glad you're a Dallas Cowboy now. Charles Haley, I'm glad you're with us and not them no more. That devastated me more to my heart than anything else. And seeing these Cowboy fans until this day, they still coming at me. You know, we got 5-2. You know, we got 5-2. You didn't deserve it. You know who you are. All you Cowboy fans, we on our quest for 6. We trying to take 6. We trying to get our stuff back.
Hey, Bryant.
Well, see, I think this is a good question.
Bryant.
I think this is a good question, and I think it's just a second. I think it's a good question, and I think a lot of us had put good points out there. But I think that what you just said with Dion going to the Cowboys with Haley, it's kind of hard to say that was.
What was Ronnie Lott's oldest
only
daughter's name?
Who you asking?
I don't know. She was on the NFL
Haley?
thing.
Haley. That's right. Guess
Yeah.
how it's spelled.
Yeah, it was Haley. Yeah.
Guess how it's spelled.
Yeah. It was Haley. She was on the NFL network, A Football Life. Yeah. Her name's Haley.
And Dion wasn't getting the sacks. Dion wasn't getting the sacks, bro. Dion wasn't spoiling things on the D-line.
Mm-hmm.
No, he
Dion
just
brought
got
it
pick
home,
sixes and did other things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Dion.
So
Hey,
with one,
I can't take nothing away from Prime, man. Prime was it.
It wasn't
Prime,
just Haley.
Prime was it.
It
Prime
wasn't
was
just
it.
Haley.
But when we
Prime
played him,
came
it wasn't-
later. Prime came later. Prime came later.
It wasn't just Haley.
He was with Steve Young and.
Okay,
It
so why
wasn't
don't you
just
make
Haley.
your
was
question a
Dion
little
off
better?
the
So
way.
it adds Deion Sanders in there too.
I'm
Because you're
sorry,
acting
next
like
time
is
I'll
this
let you ask the question, right? I thought that my question was pretty solid. Who was, more devastating to the team, losing Aldon
seems
Smith
like you're
or
getting
Charles
mad
Haley?
because nobody's agreeing with you.
No, we can just say Charles Haley was a great player, but he wasn't the only thing that moved to Dallas that caused us to lose or not go to the Super
Okay.
Bowl.
But
Deion
everybody
Sanders
on the
moving
panel
too.
seems to think that
If Deion
that
Sanders
he
would have
was
stayed
the
on
bigger
team,
thing,
we-
and you're getting offended over it.
It seems like you just don't like my question, which is fine. But if Deion Sanders would have stayed in San Francisco, can we say that there's a good chance the Niners still made it to the Super Bowl? It wasn't Deion Sanders not covering Jerry Rice, right? When Deion Sanders was with the 49ers, he was
Did
on
Deion
the
Sanders
sidelines.
shut
He wasn't
down
covering.
Jerry Rice 100%? No, we still got balls to Jerry. Jerry still got open.
You sure did. We sure did. But it wasn't just Charles Haley leaving
What are we
that
talking
turned the tide. That's
We
my
can throw
point.
to other players. Why does Deion Sanders matter? We
So-
can throw to T.O. Then why does Deion matter?
So Brian, I understand your point. Yeah,
We didn't have
Deion Sanders went to the Cowboys. That happened. Overall, like the Niners still in the 90s. We were still competitive. We weren't winning Super Bowls. The Aldon Smith situation, there's a lot there.
Hold on.
But
Hold
at the
on,
same
hold on.
time,
Real quick, JJ. I want to be clear, and I want to be chronological on this. Charles Haley left first, went to the Cowboys. They won the Super Bowl in
Jesus.
1992 and 1993. Deion comes in 94, and we
To the
win.
49ers.
Yes, he comes in 94 to the 49ers,
Mhm.
and then we win. And
Yep.
then Deion leaves in 95 and goes to the Cowboys, and they win. I'm talking about these two Super Bowls in 92 and 93. When my son was 2 and 3 years old and my dad was talking junk to me, those were the ones I'm talking about exclusively before Dion gets to us. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead, brother. I'll mute myself.
No worries, man. So basically, at the Alden Smith situation, when he went to Oakland, he was suspended, so he didn't really play, and so that's the Alden Smith thing. So did Alden Smith win Super Bowls with other teams? Of course not. Charles Haley did win Super Bowls with the Cowboys, and yes, Bryant, I will give you that when Deion Sanders went to the Cowboys, they won another Super Bowl. Overall, like, Haley was a great player. He had his character issues. I get it, Brian. He had his character issues, but overall, like, when you have a very dynamic player and they go to a rival and they start winning Super Bowls, that's detrimental. That's the way I look at the question.
True that.
Yeah,
we should have traded them to Cincinnati.
The 49ers will win a
because,
Super Bowl before the Cowboys. Go ahead.
I just threw it out there because I kind of see, like, we were right there at the top. The Seahawks came up there, when we were starting to fall apart. And, yeah, Kaepernick did start to kneel, but he got injured. He had a shoulder injury and a knee injury. He didn't get the starting position. He was standing on the sidelines. He sat on the bench during preseason. Then the next game, he started kneeling. So I don't think that was all the whole situation. He kind of checked himself out that season to begin with. But with the whole devastating thing that happened in the locker room and stuff, people did make sides, and they took sides. The locker room was divided. You either thought, hey, you took someone's homie, your girlfriend. We're not all homie hoppers here. We're not doing that, right? We're supposed to be a family and a team. And then next thing you know, there was a lot of drinking. Drinking was happening before that. We all know about the incident, and I think it was LAX. I have a bomb. Who goes to an airport and says I have a bomb, right? Well, somebody who's not really thinking right, or somebody who doesn't care about their future, right? So, I mean, it is what it is, and we probably aren't going to agree with it, and that's fine if you guys don't agree with me. But I just think with Alden Smith leaving, that was pretty hard for the Niners because our team started just dissolving at that point. Kaepernick left, everybody left. Gore was gone, so we lost our coach.
But we weren't in the NFC Championship for the next 2 years, and then losing to the team that ended up winning the Super Bowl. That's not how it went.
We went to the NFC Championship 3 years in a row. One was with Smith. Then we went with Alex we went to Kaepernick with the Super Bowl. Then we lost the championship the 3rd year. So 3 years in a row, we went to the NFC Championship. That 4th year with Harbaugh, that year that we had just come off losing the NFC Championship game. Yeah, Kaepernick didn't play good that year, and we know what happened there.
Yeah. Now I think Harbaugh is a better leader of men.
True.
Than Shanahan.
Yeah, I remember.
I'll say that.
I remember that off season.
If we're stepping on throats, I want Jim Harbaugh to keep on running versus Shanahan. That's just me. I still like. A lot of people have problems with Jim Harbaugh. Hey man, I like Big Jim. I still root for him in Michigan. I like Big Jim. He was. Who's got it better than us?
Yeah,
nobody. I know. I like that guy.
I know because I live in the Bay Area. I'm a Bear fan. Cal Berkeley, Stanford's our rival, and Stanford for like so many years was like a stagnant university. Then Harbaugh gets there from San Diego and rebuilds it in less than 3 years, and that's why his name popped in. Oh, look, he took Stanford, a trash program in the Pac-10 at the time, and then he goes to the 49ers, inherits a team, that for a long time, and then he took the same quarterback, Alex Smith. He took the same team, and in just 1 year, we were in the NFC Championship game. So I like Harbaugh. Like, he had really good, relationships with his players. Of course, ownership and Harbaugh, that's a different conversation. But I think the owner and the GM just didn't really get along. And, I get it. When you're not getting along, they made that decision. I think it was a bad decision. And that's why I personally think, because I saw that, hands-on every single day when, he was here, That's why he's Jed York is like very careful not to make any irrational moves when it comes to the coaching and GM situation.
And it was Trent Baalke. Y'all can tell me what you want. That was Trent Baalke leaking stuff. That was Trent Baalke. Every time I was hearing stuff coming out of the locker room, I was watching these national shows. They were like, yeah, I'm hearing this and I'm hearing that and I'm hearing this. That was that daggone Trent Baalke. And I keep $1,500 on a credit card with my wife just in case I ever see Trent Baalke. I'm smacking him right in his mouth because he caused this big stir when he didn't renew the contract to Jim Harbaugh, but he was, moving to get other players money and things of that nature. He had a problem with Big Jim because the man just wore khakis, man. It's some guys who just are football savants and they just they're not into going and doing a cotillion and shaking hands and skinning and grinning. They just want to get to the daggone game. They just want to be locked into this. Nick Saban's the same way. Nick Saban, every day for Nick Saban, every day he wants a turkey sandwich for lunch. Don't ask him about what do you want for lunch, Nick? It's a turkey sandwich. He eliminates every other possibility. He doesn't want a filet mignon. He doesn't want anything else. He doesn't want a lobster. He doesn't want shrimp fried rice. Nothing. Just give me a turkey sandwich because I'm locked in to the X's and the O's. I'm on 3x5 cards. I gotta program my offense. And Jim Harbaugh is the same way, man. I wear khakis and a black t-shirt, and my whole wardrobe is made of that. I don't mess around with nothing else. I'm all about the ball, man. I'm all about the ball. And Trent Baalke had something to do with it, and he's gonna ruin Jacksonville before it's all over and said. That's my opinion.
Let's transition to this question then. When we found out that they were going to trade Harbaugh to Cleveland before the season started, do you think Harbaugh just checked out? Do you think the Niners checked out?
Yeah, he was insulted. He was insulted. Yeah, we were down in the doldrums. We couldn't get the plays in with Mike Singletary, man. As much as I respect Mike, I played middle linebacker in high school and college, and I love Mike Singletary. And I love how he disciplined Vernon Davis. He got the best out of Vernon Davis that we could ever ask for. But we were down in the doldrums, man. Mike didn't know anything about no offense or nothing. And then he's pulling his pants down in the locker room reportedly at halftime and all types of stuff like that. But we were going, we were 6-10, 4-12 and stuff like that. Jim comes in here, man. We're instantly in the NFC Championship. We're instantly going to the Super Bowl within a throw and a pass interference and some holding of winning it. And you can't pony up some money to say, hey, Jim, 5-year contract, man. Don't worry about nothing. You just concentrate on the football. We'll concentrate on the money. We'll concentrate on the players. Don't worry about it. The man's insulting. You thinking about trading him? Mm-hmm. Because he doesn't talk to you in the elevator?
I would have gone in and shit on Trent Baalke's desk.
That's what Charles Haley did.
No, I'm just saying. I would have shit on his desk.
That's what Charles Haley did.
Wipe with his tie collection. You know what I'm
Hey, Lakers 21-16.
Oh man, the game.
Oh, the game started already?
Can I say something about Harbaugh?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I don't think he gave up at all. I don't think so at all. I think so. Going into that Thanksgiving game against us, we were both 7-4, right? Both our teams, and that's when that team fell apart. You guys finished 8-8 after that, and we finished 12-4 and went to the Super Bowl. I don't know what happened that Thanksgiving game, but that's the game that everything fell apart under the Harbaugh era. Am I wrong?
That was a Thanksgiving game.
Hey, don't show the game on TV, bro. Don't show the game on stream.
was eating a
sorry.
turkey in front of us.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Y'all were stacked, man.
Mhm.
LOB was LOB, but hey, we battled in Seattle. We went down to. I went to that playoff game in Carolina, and I felt really, really good going into it with you guys up in Seattle. A tough place to play, but hey, for whatever reason, we tried that fade route, man. I wish we'd have ran a little something underneath and got it in that way, but it is what it is. And
He
that
was pretty open on that fade route. It's not like it was a bad throw.
Yeah.
I mean,
Richard
it's
Sherman
not
just
like it
made
was a bad decision. He was pretty open.
Sherman just made a
went.
hell of a play. Tapped it back in. I think it was a KJ Wright or Wagner. KJ Wright and
Malcolm
he
Smith.
Malcolm Smith, and he made a pick. And hey, it is what it is. But it doesn't dismiss the fact that Harbaugh
wasn't a good throw though.
Had us in there.
No, it wasn't the best.
You really want to put that thing so that either your receiver gets
needs
it
to run the route a little
it's,
better too.
It's out of bounds.
Yeah.
You
both
always
players
want
need
to
to come together there.
You got to put the air
outcome.
underneath that
Yeah.
thing. You got to put the air underneath it. You really got to do that. But we're there with a chance, and then Bowman goes down, and this is really why I have a problem with Seattle. When Bowman went down, man, and his knee is just mangled, you guys are cheering.
Yeah.
And I've spoken on this many times. I don't condone that.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about me no more.
Why would I?
Every time I get a chance to step on Seattle, we will step on your necks and we will come to see you.
Also,
Every time I get a chance,
rip somebody's
well, it ain't
flag up
happened
before
much.
the game.
Every time I get a chance, every time I get a chance, I'm coming to see you. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it. That's the beautiful thing about football and boxing and hockey. We will make it up. We will never forget that.
I think there was a little bit more. I think it was a little bit more than just Bowman ripped up the flag. I think somebody spit on him or something like that, and then he grabbed the flag. There's something more to it. I remember reading. But I remember what you're saying. He did do some kind of He tore somebody's something up, but he was provoked too, and it doesn't make it right. It does not make it right. But
no,
I mean, what do we want to do? Play.
I'm just saying, like
hockey. This isn't hockey. We can't get a glass up.
Imagine Aaron Donald coming down and ripping up some Niner stuff, and then his ass getting all mangled on the thing. You think 49ers are gonna be like, who? You know what I'm saying?
Especially in a game, especially in an NFC Championship game where a lot of season ticket holders had an opportunity to make a lot of money, and that will pay for their ticket to see their team in the Super Bowl, and they sell it to a lot of non-season ticket holders. You got to realize that's those NFC Championship games. A lot of people don't go that usually go and are classy. So take that for what it is.
It's all good. And like I said, man, my cousin played for Seattle, and it was the hardest thing, man, finally seeing my cousin, my family name with a Seattle jersey. And I'm like, oh, and I had to buy that jersey. And I'm like, oh, and where, oh. And I rooted for him every game except for 2. Or I hoped he did well except for 2 games. I'm like,
and he did do good because we won both of them.
He did. He did.
He don't even know who it is. He's like, yeah, he did do good.
He did. He did.
No, he said it's Marcus Burley.
Marcus Burley did well. He did, man. He balled out. His first week there, he had just stepped off the plane, and his nemesis was Ron up in Green Bay. He had to see Ron, and he covered the slot receiver, man. And when at the time, John Gruden shouts you out on Thursday Night Football, the first game of the year, and says, hey, look at this guy, man, Marcus Burley. They went out, traded up, and got Marcus Burley from Indianapolis. Man, all of Central Virginia was just, it was just crazy. And the Seattle organization was just so wonderful to him, my mother, my aunt, my uncle, and all of us everyday class organization, Pete Carroll and everybody just, and he said, Cam Chancellor, the when he first got off the plane, Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman were just always with him. And they said, hey, man, you need anything? Hey, we got you. I'll show you where this at. I'll show you where that at. Hey, you here for us. We here for you. So I give that to you, because if it wasn't that, dude, I'd just be mad at Seattle every day of my life.
I can see where it's coming from. Because...
Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say I could see why you guys don't like us. I mean, we beat you all the time, and it's just like the Rams beat us all the time. So I'm not being a dick. I mean, that wasn't a backhanded comment at all. I mean,
it's an observation. It's an observation.
Oh yeah. I was whooping us. I was whooping us.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why I have more hatred for the Rams than I do for the 49ers for a long time, because they'd smoke us every year, even when they sucked. So
yeah, we own the Rams, and they get on our pocket. I'm surprised that Ramelia Sports isn't on here right now. They get on us like orphan children who don't have a home. They don't have their podcasts on themselves. They just get on ours and
Rudy's funny. Like
they want to know what it's like to cover a true championship organization.
It is, right? They got that one championship, and they're like, hey, look at us. We got the championship. And look at me.
Champions forever.
Yeah, you can't beat us. The one that counted. And we rolled them. I think what were we, like 7 in a row, 8 in a row? Like, you guys are over. What are you talking about? But
Bebop Jones has signed Geno Smith after 1 year. What were we supposed to do? Let him walk?
Yeah.
Geno balled out, man. Geno had a good year for you guys.
He did.
It's a great contract for both the team and him.
Yeah.
Man, we got everybody coming in. I know we got a little bit hot there, but sometimes it's okay. We all can keep our cool, and if your coffee got a little cold, then our conversation got hot, so that's good.
Yeah. Heat that thing up.
Who drinks coffee?
I like Rombo. I call into him, and me and him always have some topics about Seattle. And Seattle, what our record right now is 30-20 or something like that, overall record.
30-20 all time.
It's just barely getting better. Barely. There were so many years, and I'll call in, and people, I don't know, I've called in and I've been like that broken record for so long. People thought I was a Seahawk fan. I'm not a Seahawk fan, but the one thing we have to do to ensure ourselves into the race, right? How do you get into the race? You have to take care of business. You have to win your division. And this was the first time we've swept the division since since 1995 or something like that. I think it was 1997.
It's been a while.
I think we did it in 2011. I want to say.
I'm talking about all 6 teams. All 6 games. In the division. Okay. The first time we swept the division, I think was 1997. The last time we did it, or something like that.
Wow.
And it's been a while. So for us to sweep, and get 6 games, 6 wins, we're NFC West, we're going to the playoffs, right? Boom.
And then won a playoff game against a division foe.
Yeah.
And we can't.
Which is really hard within itself to beat a team 3 times within a year. And Seattle, no doubt. Seattle is just, they've been our nemesis for a number of years, man. Pete Carroll when I talk to Marcus would say, hey, Pete gonna have them boys ready, man. Pete knows how to push your buttons. That's why he gets the low draft choices, like a Cam Chancellor, like a Richard Sherman. He will tell them, hey, look, Jim Harbaugh had you in college, and he didn't draft you. We drafted you. Remember that when you're out there playing them. He punches buttons. He gets the most out of his players.
My overall thoughts, and the whole argument, is we have to win our division, right? So when we have these other people coming into chats like the Rams, and we have Seahawks, if you've ever been in Rombo's chat, there's Seahawk fans, Cardinal fans, and Ram fans that are just trolling, right? And we haven't won a Super Bowl for a long time. And I've said this before, the other 3 teams, they've been to the Super Bowl. The Cardinals have been to the Super Bowl. The Rams have been to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks have been to the Super Bowl. We've been to the Super Bowl, sure. But the Rams have won, the Seahawks have won. And I don't care about the Cardinals, but we have to win, right? We have to stay relevant. So again, we have to continue to win our division. We have to win games. We can't just be like, oh, we beat the Rams and that's all that matters. No, the Cardinals are there and the Seahawks are there. So I go back and forth a little bit, and they'll listen to me here and there, and then they clap back a little bit. But when it was 29-17 or something like that, that's horrible. That's horrible. And for a long time, Matt Hasselbeck, Sean Alexander, they were just running the ball down our throats. Mike Holmgren came in there. It's like, so it is nice to see the Niners have some success again after 28 years not going to winning a Super Bowl. I'm definitely going to pound the table and say yes. The Seahawks are the team I want the Niners to beat every year because I'm not worried about the Rams. I'm not worried about the Cardinals. It's the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been the team that's been the biggest thorn in our hide for at least since 2002 or 2003. And until we are over that 30-20 record, I don't like the Seahawks. I like Joe. And Joe's like the only Seahawk guy I like. I've had other Seahawk coworkers and stuff, and they just rub it in. And I look at them and say, "You guys used to be Raider fans. What do you think?" The Raiders weren't winning, so you guys jumped over there and started rooting for the Seahawks. Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm not changing my team, win or lose. I'm not changing my team.
That's not really fair because Seahawks fans hate Raiders.
Big time.
I live around a lot of Raider fans.
Real Seahawk fans too.
So Seahawks and Raiders is like 49ers and Cowboys.
Wow.
That's the OG. That's the OG like rivalry, hatred. Like when we see you, it's on site. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's like that. It's on site.
Well,
yes, I won't go to Raiders games.
Oh wow.
I know, like my brother is a Raider fan, and the team he hates the most in his division are the Broncos, but the second team he hates is the Seahawks. So yeah,
because they're no longer in this division anymore. Yeah. When they were in the division, that was it's funny. Both the teams that I've been around both hate the Raiders. There must be a common theme that the Raiders are just complete trash.
True.
Oh, and
common
we're
denominator.
Against, in minicamp or in camp this year, we're playing against the Raiders. How do y'all guys feel about that? We get to see Jimmy G one last time this summer. You guys going to go out to Vegas? And I don't know if it's going to be in Vegas or are they coming to us? But we're
Fred's going to have so many receptions.
Did you say the preseason?
Yeah. In the preseason,
I thought they banned those. I thought the Niners and Raiders weren't allowed to play in the preseason.
No. That's our team. We're gonna scrimmage against. You have the preseason mini camp that you visit a team.
Oh, we don't do that.
It's gonna be Raiders.
Yeah. So I think it was 2013. The Niners are playing the Raiders in the preseason game, and of course, in the Bay Area, the Raiders and Niners like dominate the region. And there were some bad apples, and so someone got hurt. I'm not going to say what happened, but the league was like, we don't want this. So they stopped it for a while. Then the year before they went to Vegas, we played them, and then we smoked them. But that little incident, the league like stopped, playing the Niners and Raiders for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was surprised that they signed off.
We only play every
four.
Every 4 years.
We usually only play every 4 years.
Every 4 year.
I just know that I've heard the players say that they get more benefit out of the joint practices than they do out of regular practices during training camp. So that's why I'm all for it. I don't care if the team gets in a fight on the field, as long as nobody's out for a couple of days because of what was sustained in the scrum. I don't have any issues. I want some team bonding. I want somebody to punch one of my players and the rest of my players to stick their foot in his ass. You know what I'm saying? That's team building. Yeah.
That's real.
And also, it eventually gets boring going against your own squad. Like having another team, you get a competitive edge.
Yeah.
You got actually somebody you can actually hate across from you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Without going, I know his family. I've seen his kid's face. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to hate somebody when you see that cute little kid smiling at you,
No doubt. No doubt. It's going to be interesting, man. I kind of want to go to Vegas and check this out. I think it's going to get, I think it'll get more testier in the crowd than it might get on the field.
Yeah. Oh, that always happens. Always happens.
It's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy.
I don't know, because the heat's there. So even though it's not like they got into a lot of scrums during their game last year, you're going to talk about middle of the day, heat in the face. You just got hit. You thought you were, somebody did something dirty to you. It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it won't be like a real scrum, but there'll be people in people's faces. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get that many alphas on the field not have something.
Man, I remember the Cowboys and the Raiders got into it, man. They like moved a fence. They they were just, they covered that on like national news or local news or something. I just remember news clippings.
You don't want a fight to break out in minicamp with me, because I know that there's no charges on nobody, there's no fines, no nothing. I'm going for motherfuckers' domes. I'm just saying, I'm going for motherfuckers' domes. You don't want me. You don't want me.
Joe, do you know anybody you guys are practicing with this season?
We don't do joint practices.
No?
Y'all don't do joint practices?
No, I'm assuming it's because we're so far away from other teams, and the closest team to us would be our division rival. And second closest, I'm assuming, would be the Chargers, who used to be a division rival. Yeah, we don't do joint practices.
I would think you guys would try to maybe buddy up with the Broncos or something.
Oh, you don't want to see that anymore.
I was thinking,
oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
LA.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really don't want to see that anymore.
If I were you, I'd be calling up the Chargers.
That would be our equivalent, because we just traded Jimmy. We didn't trade him. Jimmy G's gone to the Raiders. So
not even close.
We would be seeing our former quarterback. We're going to see him with the Raiders. So you guys,
Jimmy G didn't go to ownership and try to get Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch fired. It's not even close. I mean, yeah.
Well, you could say by his play, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Oh, great block. Who is that? Oh, that's my boy.
We got a lot of good people in the chat, man. I mean, it's popping. We got Wolfgangs. There's a wolf sighting out there. We have Jess
Wolfie.
Yeah.
What up, Wolf?
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna send the wolf? That's from Pulp Fiction. Yeah, Pulp Fiction. That's all you had to say.
Shit.
Everybody,
the wolf.
we might get
like
Beto to come in. How much longer you guys
like mahogany? I like.
I don't have a problem going longer.
You're the captain.
You guys want to keep talking?
Your Uncle Marcellus.
We'll keep
going.
going.
Pay for your.
Brian,
I saw that movie 3 times in the theater.
You read the Bible, Brett.
I saw that.
Bryant, you're the boss. You just tell us when you want to leave. Sorry, Ryan.
All right. Well, we're going to just go ahead and go a little longer if you want. We might have a couple more people that'll come in, and I'm sure they'll. Hey, Ryan, while we're waiting, why don't you come up with a question? Because I think my last 2 were pretty hot. You know you got one. You know you got
Hey,
one.
Look what Bebop Jones said, Brian.
Bebop. Let's see.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to get out there though sometime today. I'm gonna go back out there. I got a big backyard, and it's been raining in California, so I haven't been back there. So now it's
he said, "F that grass." And I'm right with you, Brad. I'm supposed to cut it too, but you got a ride lawnmower.
I'm not worried about it.
What kind of lawnmower you got? You got a John Deere? You got a Cub Cadet? What you got?
No, I got a Craftsman push mower, and it cuts pretty good. I got a little bit of a crooked eye, so sometimes it goes a little bit off the way. But for the most part, if I push straight, I'm okay. I got a really good weed eater. What a Husqvarna weed eater, I think it is. Or
Husqvarna.
Husqvarna's good.
I got a really good weed eater, so I'm gonna go trim it down real quick, and then I'm gonna push it. But my lawnmower, man, I don't know what. I never liked it. I got it from Sears. Sears is a store. I think it's across America, but out here we got a Sears, and I went there and I bought my lawnmower, and I never was happy with it. It seems like if I push it fast, it seems like it just wants to stall out. It doesn't matter the height of the grass. It doesn't bag either. So I'm like, I have a bagger,
Oh,
but it just
man.
mulches everything on the ground. So I'm actually borrowing my dad's lawnmower today. And I'll get it cut down, and I'm probably have to get me a lawnmower next week or something. But
What's
or
the
take mine to-
horsepower on it? Because if you got
It's
some
a
good
6.0.
grass, oh, you should be fine with that, bro.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was just something from manufacturer, but it doesn't
Is it out the
sound like
box
it's got
like
enough
that?
horsepower. Yeah,
Was it out the?
yeah, and yeah, so I'm like, I don't know if I need to try to do an adjustment to the carburetor. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather just because I pull my dad's, it's a 6.0. My dad's is all boom, sounds good and stuff. Like you could get on that and ride it, and it's a push mower, right? You're like, hey, it's ready to go. But this one isn't. So I don't know.
Is
I've had a couple
it self-propelled? Does he have the
He's got self-propelled.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
yeah.
good.
Really nice. But honestly, I like the regular style mower. I just want a stronger one because I want to be able to push it myself and not have, like I'm getting pulled by the lawnmower. And I like to get a little wild sometimes too with my wall. I lean it up. I get close to the fence. Maybe I'm a little bit dangerous, but if I don't have to pull the weed whacker out, I'm cutting it with my lawnmower. I'm trying to use one tool, not two.
There you go.
Not trying to be lazy.
Efficiency. Yeah.
That's right. So
Yeah, I ride, man. I'm a Cub Cadet guy. I sit on about a half acre. I get on there, man. 0 turn. The wife blessed me with that. Shout out to D. She might be looking right now. Hey, baby girl. Yeah, she got me that Cub Cadet, man. Yeah. I makes it happen.
Yeah, because you're back.
And I got old, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. I ain't getting out there.
I have 1 1/4, and I used to push mow it the first summer I lived in this place because I grew up on 6.5 acres, and I always used a riding mower. And then I moved to this place, and it's a lot smaller. And I thought, oh man, I'll just push it. No, screw that. So.
Plus, you can't really get flat ground here in Washington. There's always going to be something that does this and that, and oh man.
Yeah.
But y'all are talking about mowing your lawn already. I don't need to mow mine for probably a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Randy's funny.
Oh, totally. It's Washington, bro.
Randy's super funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the sun has to come out like good for all that water that's been dumping for the last 9 months to actually do something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know when they come, boy, they come like, oof.
The summers up here are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
It's because it rains all the time when it's not summer, and then when the sun comes out, everything has enough water in the ground to keep it alive until it starts raining again. Pretty much.
Shoot, it was good up until early October this year. I remember going to the Falcons game, and that was the first day of officially fall, and I could barely wear a sweatshirt that game.
Wow.
And then look what happened with this winter. You know what I'm saying? It was a crazy winter.
On the road.
It has been. It's just been crazy. It's just been. You guys got like floods and just rain and just.
We didn't have floods.
Snow and
we usually have floods. We didn't have a bad winter really. Everybody else did.
The river that usually floods by my place is they fixed it. So Beto.
Beto representing.
Beto.
Got the
Lakers,
LA,
Nice.
baby. Yeah, baby. I see you, purple and gold, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
There he
Let's
is.
17 championships.
17. Looking for 18.
About to make it 18.
That what we here for, baby.
And real quick, guys, who won the game yesterday? The Warriors or the Kings?
Oh,
I'm
you
not
know,
sure, friend.
Beto, you're just trying to talk crap. I told you that on Twitter too.
I'm rooting for the Lakers. I usually freeze and pee before the Lakers games, just for good luck.
Beto, that's called a dry
Yeah,
troll. That's called a dry troll.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Hey, quick, who won the game?
Hell yeah, let's go Lakers, baby.
Now,
Can never go wrong with Kobe.
I just
Kobe?
wonder if you
I
don't
was-
freeze
I didn't know
enough
if I was gonna
urine,
wear LeBron,
is that like
AD
a
today. I decided to go with Kobe.
Bad
is that
luck.
like a bad omen? Is there a certain amount of urine you have to freeze?
Exactly.
David,
Yeah.
is there a certain amount of urine to freeze that's an amount that's good luck?
Uh,
Are we talking about
like the two full bottles or
We're going to the PP guy again.
Freezing urine?
Pterodome doesn't believe you got pee in your freezer.
Oh, I do.
Let's see it.
When he can't afford lemonade, he'll drink some pee.
You freeze urine?
Well, when you want to smoke and you don't want to get drug tested. There you go, Tara. No, hold it back up. There we go.
Oh my
God.
Oh, there you go, Bryant. Wear
That
turkey jacket.
is incredible.
Hey, Jon Jay.
Don't forget to go check out Friday Night Skulls.
Yeah,
Jon Jay.
Where have y'all been all my life? Oh my God, he's freezing.
This is a
urine.
puke.
I leave for just a minute. You guys go to Philadelphia again.
You know why? You know why I do that?
Yeah, we know.
No, but he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Serial killers do that.
Man.
So when I go test for my doctor, I take pain meds for my back.
Okay.
So when I want to smoke weed a little bit, they don't let me smoke. So I freeze that. So when they test me, I have that for backup.
Word up.
Honestly, it's so smart.
Man, man, you done tricked the game. You done changed the game. You the Steph Curry of
Do you turn it in frozen though?
Huh?
Actually,
Do you turn it in frozen?
No, you have to microwave 2 minutes before 2 minutes.
Oh,
And when you leave,
popsicle.
no, when you leave, you microwave for another minute. You put it in your hot body. You put it anywhere in your hot body, and you take it in, and you drop it in the bottle, and you're good.
Oh, I thought
Like
you had
your
to drink
stomach?
it and then pee it back out so it can
No.
kind of go through your body.
Nah, I'm not
you
drinking that
guys
shit.
need to check out the documentary Icarus on Netflix. It's about the doping and the Russian athletes and all this stuff.
I thought I saw that on.
And
I saw the advertisement.
They freeze the pee too. But there's
It
a
doesn't
lot more
really
going
work,
on,
though.
and the whole how they do it's so freaking crazy. Like they turn in one sample that the frozen pee, they'll turn in one sample that's clean, and essentially the one that goes to the vault, that's the real sample, and they would swap out the one that actually goes to the lab and gets tested and that they look at, and then the other sample, they just leave the dirty one, and that goes off to the vault because they don't look at the one in the vault unless they have an issue with the one that comes back from the test. So they fake the one that goes out for the test, send the dirty one off to the vault, and that's how they were able to get all these. But watch that documentary; it's amazing.
Oh, you missed the layup.
Is Jon Jay still here?
They will find a way. Oh,
I
must
saw
be
him
there.
mowing his lawn.
I'm a little bit behind you, Beto. I
Yeah,
saw
he's
him
on
miss that
mute. He's
layup.
on mute.
We up by 1.
I was gonna tell Jon Jay to let's see him on camera. I want to see all his Lakers stuff. All his
You want to
gear.
see all his Lakers gear? Yeah,
He won't tell you he won't have no lick.
that's why he wants him to show it, David.
Oh, I know. I know.
He put all that stuff next to his pee in the
David, you better
freezer.
hope your doctor's.
Oh,
David,
Doctor's
come on.
not
you better hope
watching.
your doctor's not watching the show. You're watching
Nah.
Friday Night Show, Ryan's show.
Real
You better
quick,
hope your
David.
doctor's not. They're gonna be like,
What is your
And
doctor's
we
name?
had an intervention on Friday. It was pretty good.
I can't tell you that.
Oh, yes, you can. You know,
I can't
all
tell
you
you
got to
that.
do is say the words.
LeBron got a little cute on that one.
Yeah,
Yep.
Friday night show was Friday night's pretty wild.
8-hour
everybody please go back and
derailment.
watch. There's chapters, so you can jump around.
Yeah, it was funny.
Man,
it
I
was
gotta
sad,
see this
educational,
show.
lot of fun.
counseling.
This show has been mentioned in 48 hours. I've been on 2 or 3 shows, and they've been talking about, oh yeah, you gotta see this. You gotta see this. You gotta see this.
What other shows are
It's viral.
talking about,
It's
Ryan?
viral.
Ryan told me I had my phone hot. He told me go put my phone in the freezer. So I did it.
Next to the P.
Well, it's funny too because we're sitting there and he's got it in there, And it's like, where's all the food? Like, it's just sitting there. It looks like a blank freezer, right? We're like, bro, where's the food at? And he turns the phone around. It was obviously sitting in the thing on the door. He turns the food around. You got all this, cut up pork and freezer bags and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. And then, he goes back down. He's like, you want to see what's in my freezer again? I was like, clearly not. We've already seen that. Like, what's in your fridge? So we go to his fridge and he's got all the juice and stuff. And then somehow he mentions he's got pee in the freezer. So we have to ask him about that. And then
Cochino.
Amen. However you got to do it. Amen.
I don't want them to take my payment away.
Hey, how do you say
Get
frozen
their
pea
paper.
cup man in Spanish?
Frozen
Don't know.
meat?
I don't know.
Frio.
That's a good question.
Papilla?
Pendejo.
Frio papilla pendejo.
Yeah. No pongas el urine en el refrigerador, pendejo.
That's what you got to write on the back of your cape, David.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be like one of those
Pendejo.
long names on the back of a jersey.
Or put in the back. No mama's way.
It's gotta be
No
super
mama's
gold.
way.
No mama's way.
No mama's way.
Órale.
Why do all these stupids not have moms? I don't get it.
I don't know. My mom just passed away 2 years ago.
No
Oh,
mommies.
sorry to hear that, man.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
about
Sorry to
that,
hear that,
brother.
David.
Sorry, David.
The man loves his mom. Amen.
She had brain cancer and she had COVID at the same time. So
Oh, sorry, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
she was always in pain. So
better place.
yeah, exactly.
I know how it is to lose
No pain.
but losing my mom and not be able to recover.
I'll show you all my people who passed away in a couple
in
years.
the North Tower of the 9/11.
Hey, David
Hi,
McNiner.
everybody. I just
What's up, David McNiner?
What's up, guys? I've been out running around listening to you all day.
What are we talking
So
about? Frozen urine.
Here's my uncle.
It's like-
49er fan.
It's like this, David Corona. Well, let's not ever get into your freezer again. Okay, buddy? Let's just leave it alone.
You got that.
And when it comes to the reason why the Harbaugh era team fell apart, there's one reason.
Trent Baalke.
Trent Baalke.
Tell him, my brother.
He did not restock the team with talent.
Boom.
He had a rift with Jim Harbaugh and wouldn't work it out. It was all on him.
God
all
bless
on
this
him.
man. Y'all send your likes, your subscribes, all of your chats, everything to this man right here. He's in agreement. Amen.
Hit the like button.
He ain't doing nothing but speaking the truth. It's that
He hit it with the smoked paprika.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Not
what we
with
got?
this.
Smoked paprika.
Hey, if you don't have smoked paprika, you're lost. I'm just saying.
You ain't cooking.
Oh,
Hey,
Anybody who says it's there for the flavor is wrong.
So, hey, Bryant, how long's your grass? Like, how long's your grass?
in certain areas it's to my knee. In certain
Longer
areas,
by the
it's,
hour.
Oh, I gotta do my lawn. I gotta do the weed eater.
Wait,
and
are you
grass.
kidding,
To
Brian?
your knee?
Yeah,
Okay, I think that there might be a good reason why the mower stalls.
Yeah.
To your knee.
Ooh,
certain areas to my
Austin
knee.
Reed,
Especially when it's
kidding,
just
Brian?
mulching.
That,
No
you
ankle is
see that out of you?
Oh yeah, that was sweet.
You know,
saw that?
Well, I see
it
him
might be
running
a
back.
reason I'm losing my chickens too. I'm not sure. Might have to go cut my grass and find a couple of them. I'm not sure.
What kind of
but,
lawnmower do you have, bro?
I
I,
like-
have the
like-
battery operated ones.
I
much-
got a Craftsman, but it's needs a good kick in the ass because it's not working right. So I'm using my dad's.
Mine's
He's
running
got a
off the
Honda.
battery.
I'd like
Brian,
to try
is
one
your
of those
grass really
batteries.
that tall?
Yeah, it's about to my knee in certain areas. In certain areas, it might be a
My
little taller.
chihuahuas
but,
get
not
in
the
the
mower's
backyard in the
fault,
grass.
Brian.
You want me to go over there and help you?
What is
Yeah, dude, I
LeBron
live in
doing?
Stockton. How fast can you
Why
get here?
don't you use your weed whacker instead of your
Uh,
mower? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's
Stockton?
what I do. I use the weeder first.
I call a jet.
You
Well, that's
did
what
a
I'm going to do.
Brian,
Is
that's
I'm
not
going
the
to
Norse
go in there
fault.
with the weed eater real
Oh, he
quick, and
got
then I'm going to
blocked.
lop
Come
it
on,
down.
AD.
And
Yeah.
I'll go down from there. But
So when it comes down to it, where I live, it was snowing on Wednesday, and the snow just barely melted off of everything the day before yesterday. And I'm looking at probably mowing next weekend just to keep it from getting knee high because it does grow fast once it's at this point. But
Where are you
my
at?
mower, I have a Toro mulching mower. It's
He's in
not it's a
Utah.
bagless.
Yeah, I have a motion.
So
and a
Where are
bag.
you at?
Yeah.
There it was snowing. Where are you at?
It's in Utah. He's in Utah.
Northern Utah, Ogden area.
Okay.
What's
All you
up,
gotta
everybody
do
who
is put a
popped in?
bottle
My
of
bad, I was
frozen
muted
urine
for
in
like
your grass and it'll
15
just
minutes.
go down.
John, you've been trying to have conversation for the last 15 minutes, not knowing why.
Oh, sorry. I was wondering why everyone was talking, and I was asking.
Man, why is everybody talking over me?
Oh,
Respect
John
out
Jay.
here.
John Jay.
What happened? He was
Well,
muted.
Bryant, your
Davey? What's
bulldog
up, Adrian?
disappears in the grass. Your dog disappears in the grass. That might
I
be
let
just
my
a
dogs
hair
out and
long.
they disappear in the grass.
he's only like this big. I mean, like he's not a super tall dog. He's just fat.
I-
You know.
Well, my
Brian,
dogs ain't
also
fat, but they're small.
Yeah, he's
Brian,
he's pretty fat.
I'm in Washington, and
Right.
my grass is about 6 inches right now.
Yes, Corey.
Nobody
ask
else.
Nine of Sickness and David the question about Charles Haley and Brian.
Okay.
I mean, Adam Smith.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay,
I
so this
want
is
to
only
hear
for
it.
David and
Another
Beto.
2
We want to hear
hours.
your guys' thoughts. We kind of went over it, and not everybody seems to agree.
Kind of.
I made some
Kind
points.
of. I think we went over every inch of it.
I made some points people agreed on. Brian made some
Wait, you
points.
what? You did what?
I said some stuff that people agreed on. It wasn't just Charles Haley leaving that.
But the
caused
main point wasn't agreed on. The main point, there was little antidotes in the little thing that people were like, yeah, I can see that.
I want to hear what Nine of Sickness and David McNiner has to say.
All right, so here's
Beto,
the
if you want
question,
to go
guys.
first.
No, you can go first, David. Go
all
ahead.
right.
Okay.
So
So
my-
Alden Smith
My
versus
question
Charles
basically
Haley,
was-
right? Was that the question? Okay, ask the question, please.
Tony Culp.
My
Tony
question
Culp says
was-
the English bulldog gets lost in the backyard.
Yeah.
His Great Dane gets lost in the backyard.
I've been yelling Scooby, but I don't know. I can't see him anymore. So,
You've been looking
but
for
okay. So the question is, who was more devastating for the 49ers to lose? Was it Charles Haley, or was it Alden Smith? And breaking it down, going more into the question is what happened to the team after those players left? Was it harder for the Niners to recover losing Charles Haley, or was it harder for the Niners to recover losing Alden Smith? And my thoughts is it was probably harder for us to lose Alden Smith.
You asked the
because
question. We didn't ask for your thought.
Okay. So I honestly think the loss of Charles Haley was more devastating. Because I
concur.
mean he's a man amongst boys. He could get to the quarterback by himself, didn't need any help. And he was a very dominant player. Alden Smith, he was a pass rushing outside linebacker that without Justin Smith in the game, and we only saw this a couple times because Justin Smith was always healthy. Without Justin Smith in the game, he was neutralized. He wasn't effective. So I'm going to say Charles Haley, 100%.
Yeah, I concur. I think losing Charles Haley was more devastating, but I think that the team struggled more after losing Alden Smith. Because back when we lost Charles Haley, we still had a really good team. When we lost Alden Smith, all we really had was the Cowboy.
And didn't he retire after we lost Alden Smith? He basically put it up. He's like, hey, I'm not going to keep doing this without my co-worker, my buddy, Batman and Robin.
Yep. Justin Smith, man, you got to love that dude. The best
The Cowboy.
grabber there was.
So, Brian, ask him who you think is going to make it the Hall of Fame, Frank Gore or
Or your
Hall of
urine
Fame.
in the
Okay,
freezer?
this is a good
Hall of
question.
Fame first. Hall of Fame first.
This is a good question. Who do you guys think, for Beto and David McNiner, because we all answered this, who do you guys think will make the Hall of Fame first? Roger Craig or Frank Gore?
Wow. Roger Craig or Frank Gore? Ah, man. Well, Roger Craig should be already in there, in my opinion. I don't know what the crap about him not being in there. But personally, I think Frank Gore, what that man did was just incredible. Coming out of college with 2 bum knees and lasting as long as he lasts and putting up the stats that he put up. I personally think that it'll be Frank Gore.
I have to agree with that. But when is Frank Gore actually eligible? Because didn't he just retire 2 seasons ago?
I thought he
And you
retired
have
last
to
year.
be
Yeah, last year.
you have to be retired 5 seasons
Correct.
to be eligible.
Correct.
So
So
I honestly
yeah, 4
think
more years.
I think Roger Craig has an excellent chance to make the Hall of Fame before Frank Gore because of that. But
You would
if they were
think, though,
both
right?
eligible, at the same time, Frank Gore, he put up the numbers and he put in, a lot of years in the league, so he would get voted in first.
Quick question: who was a better player, Roger Craig or Frank Gore?
Ooh, that's tough.
That is a good question, because I would think you'd have to break it down to who meant more to the team.
Yep.
I would say Frank Gore meant more to the 49er team that he was on, because he was the only guy we had. But I would say Roger Craig was probably overall the better athlete.
That's a good that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
I agree.
I have to agree with Bryant.
I agree.
That's an excellent answer.
Frank was a pretty good athlete. Might have been better.
Yeah, he
in my
was.
opinion.
Just imagine if he didn't get the injuries in college.
Yeah, Frank Gore's resilience, Frank Gore's his story, his comeback was just phenomenal, and then to end up top 3 all time. Oof.
What about Garrison? What about Garrison Hurst?
Garrison Hurst was a beast.
He was good.
I love
but
Garrison.
he's nowhere
He was good.
near Frank Gore.
But Frank Gore is 16,000 yards in the game, man.
It's hard to be the top 3 best running back in the NFL, man. It's not easy to be up there in that company. So
Emmett Smith, Walter Payton, Frank Gore. That's
That's a
I mean, look,
After Garrison,
the way that sounds.
after
That's
Garrison
right.
broke his ankle, after Garrison broke his ankle in the playoffs, he was
Anthony
never-
Davis holding his
Oh,
arm.
don't remember that Atlanta game, bro. Stop.
Oh man,
We
were on our way to the
Atlanta
Super
had no
Bowl, too.
business being there,
no.
and we lost because of the team just got devastated when that lost. And the first series too, man, that was just a blow.
Yep.
I don't know what was worse, that or losing Brock Purdy in the first series.
Probably losing
come on,
Brock
AD,
Purdy
don't be
in the
hurt.
family trip.
Oh shoot, AD's hurt.
Yeah, AD's hurt.
Come on, AD.
They bend his arm back.
Well, I don't watch basketball like I used to, but they keep saying that dude's injury prone.
He is. His nickname is Street Clothes.
Oh yeah.
You remember Jimmy Ward when he
Always
first came
in
into the
street
league?
clothes.
They used to call him Jimmy Hospital Ward.
Yeah.
Ward.
They used to
Hospital
call
Ward.
Bill Cartwright Medical Bill. Medical
man.
Bill Cartwright. He just, oh man.
And for being such a big guy, AD, man, you think he will be a little bit better in the injury
You would
department,
think,
but
right? He just always, oh man.
he's a big teddy bear.
Oh, come
Can
on.
we just bubble wrap him?
You can't just put a brace on his whole. He's a human splint. Just split him up.
Imagine AD never getting hurt, bro.
He'd be devastating. He'd be one of the top. He'd be basically, well, I can't say Joel Embiid, but he'd have some serious numbers. He's a big man, pure shot. He can handle it, rock a little bit.
They're throwing the replay right now.
Hey, real quick before I forget, I just want to say that we're gonna miss Ryan from the media. Ryan's leaving us.
Where's Ryan going?
What?
He's gonna be leaving us.
From the media, huh?
No,
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna be working for FedEx, bro, you're not gonna have time for media. Come on.
What are you talking about?
He will.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They give him some time.
What am I talking about? Is calling. I mean, between working and having a life, when do you have time for media?
I just don't have a life.
Oh shit. Okay.
You know, come on.
He going back to the
Enough said
locker
there.
room.
As long as I'm separated from my daughter, I don't really have it. Well, not that I'm like, you know, when my daughter's in another state, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you got to find another partner to make another daughter.
like
so
once
that
I
you can
get
have a
to once I get to Arizona, like you won't see me on the weekends. You won't hear me on the weekends. Not at all. You know
Can
what
we
I mean?
buy Ryan a ticket to Arizona? Just kidding.
Sweet shot.
Well,
Bro,
you know,
everybody,
everybody,
when you go for
everybody's
the
schedule is
interview
what
for
it
the
is.
FedEx, take Cordona's frozen urine to pass the test.
No, actually, I already told him, like, I was like, hey, I can't pass the test right now. He's like, cool, we'll just have you run the van until you can. I was like, cool.
No, he won't pass that with that pee. It has narco in it.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, it's all good anyways. I got figured out.
There
We
you
good.
go.
You need the what's that thing that he used? The
The fake pee.
The P whiz.
the Whizzinator. The Whizzinator.
Oh yeah. I
When the
knew
guy
it.
got caught at
What's
the
Whizzinator?
airport with that. It was like a fake device where you could load the clean urine.
A fake wiener.
Yeah, it's a fake wiener with a collapsible tube that you could whiz out of, and it looks like, you know, the whiz was coming out. You know,
That's
some guy
for when
got
people
some
are
guy
looking
got
at it.
caught at the airport with it.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, one
Wow.
of my
What
homies
is
had one.
worse? How bad can it be when you get caught with a fake wiener?
I used to just get the urine luck, which was just like fake urine in a plastic bottle, and then you would just rubber band hand, you know, what do they call them? The hand warmer. You just rubber band a hand warmer to the back of it, and then, you know, most drug tastes, they're not trying to look at your genitals like for work and all that stuff. So you just go into a room and just empty the contents out of it, piss in the toilet, like, you know, you just did that, and then you walk out without turning on the water or flushing the toilet.
All right, coming from a
59,
guy,
66, halftime.
coming from a guy who used to, I used to smoke pot back in the day, and a hand warmer around here, they test for temperature, and a hand warmer would make you go over temp.
Not with me.
So
hand
you
warmer
get a
attached to it.
sleeve.
Whoa,
You get a
whoa. I
sleeve
heard something
that
about a
goes
hand
around
warmer
your
that makes you
upper
go to
leg,
camp. That sounds familiar.
and you put it on the artery on the inside of your leg, and that's perfect.
They
But
check for temperature.
Yes,
So
they
thank
check
you
the
everyone
temperature.
for tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks
Oh, yeah.
everyone for tuning in.
And you can be up to 2 degrees off.
every day. You know,
Wow.
Brian.
You know,
I had someone look at my test. No, I
Hand
faked
warmer.
it.
Isn't that
You
what
know,
you
couldn't
do with
say
yourself?
anything.
Brian's
I had
like,
a
this
nerd-
is going south.
Yeah, hand warmer. You playing with yourself, you bring up the temperature.
I had a nurse look at my urine sample's temperature, knew that I had faked it, but still couldn't do anything, and I passed that UA. I got that job.
Well, keep
I don't
in
know
mind,
about-
I haven't done that for a long
I don't know
time.
about
though.
Oregon,
You
but
know,
it
I
doesn't
can
fly in California.
I can walk in. I can walk in anywhere and pass right now. So
Mike.
yeah,
David,
again,
not with that
everybody,
face,
thanks for
bro.
tuning
Come
in.
on.
You know, I hope we learned something. And if you didn't learn something, then, you know, I'm sure you can go back and rewatch. There's opinions here. There's life skills. You know, there's tricks and hacks that you can. We know what to do if you have to test. There's a freezer. You know, again, you can go back and watch the show and tell. You can see how to store it. All the proper things you need to. If you have a issue and not know what the correct temperature is, you can Google it. We do have a Google machine. It's really quick to your hand if you know how to use it. Yeah, 98 degrees or hotter. I don't think they like that. But
Hey,
shout out to everybody.
I want to ask a
Hope
sincere
you pass.
question to Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Sincere question. Not that we don't mind you being part of our chat and hanging out, meeting you. But how bad is the Seahawks fan base that you have to hang out with Niner fans?
The fan base isn't bad, but honestly, I've just kind of been having fun being the misfit in here. I like hanging out with you guys a lot.
Oh, so here you're the popular kid.
Well, he's
Over
also
there, you're the
he's
nerd.
also got a lot more love from our community than, you know, more people are willing to work with him out of our community than necessarily in
Anybody else.
Isn't that
Wow.
something?
Yeah,
That's
but
bad.
no, I've met a lot of good people. I mean, I consider a few of you guys, you know, most of you guys, you know, good friends of mine. So I like it. You know, I throw shade every now and then.
Class organization.
That's cool.
You don't want to become a Niner fan?
No.
Pardon?
You don't want to
against his
become a
DNA,
Niner?
David.
You don't want to become a Niner fan?
You know, emotionally and financially, I'm invested too deep to switch at this point in my life.
Hey, where else can you
That's a
find?
good
Hey,
answer.
Joe, how many jerseys do you have?
We understand, but we know truly where you're
You know his heart is that.
I did this thing. I read this meme the other day, and I thought it actually totally reminded me of myself. It's like, it's crazy when you're 5 years old, you pick that one sports team that's going to ruin the rest of your life. And I'm assuming with all of us, that's true, because I remember when you're 5 years old, that's when you start really paying attention. And yeah, they've been ruining my life every year except for one ever since. So.
Gotcha.
Well, with that, guys, you know, it's always fun. You know, again, you come on, you never know what's going to happen. This is a show that we just kind of have fun with. It's a morning show. We're supposed to drink a cup of coffee, not get too heated. We did get a little heated today, I think, but it was all fun as long as we can all keep it, you know, back down to earth and, you know, stay respectful and stuff.
I hate you forever, Bryant.
No one's going.
Me too.
I love you, Brian.
You learn all kinds of
we all love you, Brian.
Me and Brian got, as we're rocking our residency hats, me and Brian.
We're all friends here.
SF like a mug, me and my man.
Hey, Brian, you and I, we've had many heated conversations, but at the end of the day, I've always said, I love you, man. I love your energy. So it's always fun listening to your perspective.
Hey, Joe, tell Jon Jay what you told him about the closet.
Again, you know, like, that's
What?
I think you're a little off on what I said.
What? Are you throwing somebody under the bus here? Are you outing somebody? Bro.
Sorry, Brian.
It has to be for the guy that holds urine in his freezer, right?
Sorry, Brian. I won't do that again.
Always gets to the urine.
It's okay. I like to try to give everybody their chance to speak, you know, and sometimes if we cut each other off, you know, that does seem like we have a little bit of a delay. And you guys already know I have kind of like a speech impediment. I like to talk with my tongue, you know, and I think we all do. But like sometimes.
Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Tony.
Right.
The better half.
Yes. Hey, Brian, I forgot to ask you.
No wonder why she stays.
Brian, I forgot to ask you. Do you have any signs for us today?
Oh, God.
Oh man, no, I gotta dial it down on the signs, but I will have a cool sign here made soon. I'm gonna have some glitter work or something. And
hey, Brian, do you have a small head, or is that a hat huge?
I think it's one size fits all. So, I mean, because I didn't order the hat, I think it's a one size fits all. And I don't think I got a small head, but this is a big hat. And my wife ordered it for me for Christmas. It was the exact one I wanted. She knew I was kind of like, man, I really like that. But I didn't tell her I wanted it for Christmas. She's just super great and knew it. But when I
have the same
I got
one.
a couple different hats. And I don't know, when I cut my hair a certain way or brush it a certain way, it fits differently. But again, I don't think, you know how big my forehead is. So I don't know. I don't think I have a small head.
That doesn't.
You can have a small
the
head.
Circumference doesn't mean anything about how far back something else goes relatively. Oh God.
The other day he was
real
like,
quick, David Corona, can you put the camera a little bit closer? You're too far away. Man.
Hey, David, what's in your closet?
Well, yeah,
I already showed you.
What's
Yes,
in the
Warrior
drawer in
jerseys.
the
Man,
closet that you don't show anybody?
Hold on,
A dead
hold
body
on.
tied up.
First, we violate the man's freezer. Now we're looking to violate his closet.
No, he has
That's
Warrior
all,
jerseys.
man. That's
He has
all.
I
Warrior
don't got no
jerseys.
Warriors jersey.
That's how he's giving the business.
You got Warrior stuff in there?
Hell
Hey,
no.
man.
I got Lakers jerseys and 49ers jerseys and Dodger jerseys and
Oh, you should have stopped with the Lakers and
nah,
Niners.
keep
Sorry,
going.
the Dodgers.
He's also a USC fan.
Yep,
All
USC
right, so I got a
fan.
question.
Oh, UFC is okay.
I got
Better
a
than
question of
WWE.
proposition. This is for David and Joe. Like Joe, you know, you're hanging out with us Niner fans, and I don't have a problem with you liking the Seahawks. It actually brings a bitter, sensitive
That's not what you said
opinions
yesterday.
in and a lot more talk. But here's a question. Would you be willing to switch to the 49ers if we could get David Corona to switch from the Giants to the Giants? And he has to do two teams. He has to switch from the Lakers to the Warriors and the Giants because you own more jerseys. So it's a bigger investment for you to switch.
Personally, over my dead body before I root for any team.
Okay, don't
I
say
tried,
that
David.
to Corona.
I tried.
He'll make that happen, Joe.
Nah, I'm not switching.
Before
Nope.
you know it, you see Joe inside Corona's freezer.
I'll show you my closet and Korey's string tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
What
Tune in. Tune in.
Corey G string in your closet.
Yep.
David, bro, please don't.
Don't show him the thong. Don't show him the thong.
I gotta be honest, guys. I can't show you my closet because I keep my pee stash there.
It's not gonna be any good.
It won't work. It won't work then. You have to freeze it.
It won't be any good.
Mine's just
Yeah,
for
you gotta freeze it.
Mine's not for using. Mine's just for memorabilia.
Decoration.
To keep the mice out.
Yeah.
Hey, I got toenails collection too.
David
Okay,
McNiner.
that's weird.
David McNiner.
Why didn't you say that last
Yo.
night?
Would you trade
Dropped
your
the gold on my channel. You're over here giving Brian all these nuggets over here. What is that?
Would you trade your?
I'll show you my collection next
You
Friday.
know you like your Terradome. Lakers, baby.
Man, you killing it.
Because I heard you like the Yankees.
Yeah, we got to get on board, man. I
No.
hope AD's not in street clothes the next half. These AD, man, AD. This guy's always hurt.
Well,
man.
again, guys, that's the best.
He's
jersey
Ryan
on.
Young.
That's the best one. On.
He's the Jimmy G of the Lakers.
No, that's Kobe Bryant.
Mhm.
That's Kobe Bryant.
I know.
One day
that.
future 49er.
I know that.
I wanted him last year. I wanted him, not because of his last name. No, of course not. But just
Brian, you're married. Why would you want him?
I didn't want him to play for the team.
Are you gonna come out of the closet?
I better not. I
Hey,
better
Ryan.
not. I get smacked back into it. I got too many people to depend on me and be like, no, you can't have that.
I go into the closet.
Tony will
at least
come
once
on
a day.
next and she'll take the stream.
Usually
from
I
me.
need a
grab a
walk-in
shirt.
closet to go into it.
Hey Ryan, you want to see
I
my?
don't
fit in the regular ones?
I actually have a closet that's an L. I can walk into one room and walk into my next room through my closet. It's really cool. It's an L.
That sounds like a pervert.
Hey, you guys want to see
That's
my
what I was
toe collection?
I immediately was going to say that's
Baller
a little
alert.
rapey, but
No, David, we don't.
Oh
want to
no!
see your
Oh no!
toenails.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yeah,
David.
get them out. See you guys.
Later, Joe.
I was gonna
It's
say,
cool.
what's he trying to show us?
David
The
Corona
toenail
is
collection.
My toenails. Look at it.
Get them out.
You got toenails? Oh no!
Yeah, look at it.
Oh no!
No.
Oh! Oh!
No.
No.
What gonna do with that as a collage?
for a
Who's
collage.
that?
Yeah.
This is
Who's that?
That's my
Hey,
wife.
I don't think we can go more south
You're
than
Yeah, I got two bottles.
The family that toenails together.
The guy with the toenails in
No.
Europe is married?
in
Holy
Japan.
crap.
Oh, man.
we can't go more south than Antarctica.
No
We're already there, guys.
excuse for
Is she there
men.
against
No
her will?
excuse. I know a guy with
I'm
toenails.
gonna
make a
in urine
collage.
That's
Hey,
married.
David Corona, you can stay a Laker fan. I changed my mind.
He must be an,
Who
he's
laughs
got to
like
be.
that?
Wow.
That's funny.
He's got to be the most incredible lover ever.
I want to make a collage.
Don't
Got
show
to
it
be
on
hung
my
down to
screen,
his
please.
ankle.
Bro, how much you paying your wife to be married, bro? Come on.
This guy.
I don't pay her nothing.
Beto, this guy lays it down, man. He's got a third leg.
Yeah, I guess so. Without
That
a
shit
kick
has
in.
an elbow. That shit must have an elbow.
Yeah.
I mean, to have toenails and
It's
and
like a
frozen
baby's
urine.
arm holding an apple. You know what I'm
Frozen
saying?
urine
I pull my toenails off on my toes, all of them.
with your mouth or with the clipper?
Too much information.
All right, guys.
Hey.
We're gonna go ahead and end it now because I just don't know if we can handle any more of that.
We can't end it on
With that,
toenails.
Tony, make him mow the grass, Tony. Make him mow the grass.
Oh, that's
It's
why.
a YouTube
why you don't
rule.
want to
You
end it- you
can't
don't wanna go
end
out
on
like-
toenails, Brian.
David.
Yeah,
Whereas like, oh, I gotta
Can I
wait
ask
for
your
my-
wife a question? I
No,
just want to
Beto.
ask
Tony a
why.
question?
No, Beto.
I just want to say why.
Because
Just want to say why.
That's it.
Because
Just why.
Hey, everybody, tune in tonight for Korey's trivia results. David Corona will have his bagged hair, and
No, I don't got. I don't go that far.
Don't
Not
be putting
yet.
on no pubic hairs.
don't get him any ideas.
Oh
Also,
No, I
scab
do.
collection.
I do that.
Oh my god.
I got the Manscaped.
Manscaped. And then you shave them all and save them.
How can you
Yeah.
have a Manscaped?
You never know when you might need to make a fake beard or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Oh,
Might need a
man.
disguise someday.
Hey, David Corona, now I know how you survived in prison, bro. I know how you survived. Ain't nobody
Nah, I
messing
didn't.
with
I
you,
didn't.
bro.
I didn't do that when I did that when I got out.
I was gonna say, ain't nobody messing with you in prison if you hold your toenails.
Nah, I just throw it. I just throw it in the
Scared
poop.
about getting splashed with pee.
Yeah.
hey, Corona, where's all your fart jars at?
This is the greatest show ever.
I don't got none of that either.
Okay.
Well, see, this is why we need to have you come on, like on a Friday night. Daredevil, we get a little bit more uncensored on Friday nights. This is
I see.
coffee show, we're showing our coffee, not our toenails, but
Hey, after I make my collage, I'll show it to you guys.
Okay.
no, because I'll ban you from my channel. So put it
I just want to know, is there going to be human flesh on the collage too?
I show it on Ryan's. I show it on Ryan's channel. I won't show it on yours.
You going to do it like Buffalo
Cool.
Bill?
The other night,
Yeah,
the other night
exactly.
when we were showing your freezer,
If he starts
and
playing
you're
classical
like-
music, I'm out of here.
True modern art.
the other
No
night,
classical
David,
music.
I don't know. You got to go back and watch it. When you were showing your freezer, you said you had a baby or somebody chopped up in your freezer, and I'm like, don't do that, man. Don't say that.
Yes.
Oh no, I had a cow in my freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you had a baby, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear the cow part. I'm like, don't say that, man. Don't say that.
No, I didn't say no baby. I
No.
said a cow.
No, he
He
didn't
just
say
said food
baby.
for
I
rat.
did.
No, there was a baby in there. There was definitely a
There's a
Brother
baby
Rich sounding
there.
lyric that you dropped.
No, I said the
Um,
baby's putting
I
meat
was
in
like,
the freezer.
no.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys. Have a good
Definitely
night.
go back and watch it.
Good night, Joe.
Joe's got to leave before he gets canceled.
I know Ryan wants to leave.
All right,
Wow.
Joe, go
So,
Niners.
all right, guys, with that, go check
Go
out Friday night.
Niners. Go Niners.
Go
Like and
Niners,
subscribe,
baby.
share if you
Go Hawks.
like. Appreciate it.
Let's go
Yep.
Lakers.
Go
All right,
49ers.
thank you, Brian,
Thanks,
for having
everybody.
me.
P
Sorry,
cups.
sorry for all the mistakes I did.
Yeah.
We won't
Get
ever
in the
talk
corner
about them
for
again.
2 minutes.
You don't have
No
to
You're in the
mistakes.
corner for 2 minutes.
All right,
David.
go Niners. F the Lambs and Bryant. You gotta mow your grass, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Mine's like
I
6
tried to
inches
do it
long.
off.
How is it that David Corona mows his pubic hairs faster than you do your grass?
Oh
I'm
man.
just
Because I
curious.
got
That will leave
Manscaped.
that to be a mystery. Tune in later tonight to find out.
Stay tuned for
He
Friday.
doesn't trim the hedges. He scorches the earth.
Stay
Yes.
tuned for Friday's show to hear the response from David.
Waxing.
Yeah. Wait for Friday night, and I say it on